The season is still young here in the Championship Online Racing Association. 3 weeks of pay it's already sent, but the big championship still on the line for a bunch of drivers who want to take away the big prize at the end of the season. And one thing is guaranteed: there will be a new champion in the Championship Online Racing Association Sunday Money Series, and each of these drivers want it to be them when we finish this season all the way in June. But tonight, it's all about Daytona, it's all about the trucks, it's all about the Hurley Property Maintenance 101, live from Daytona International Speedway on LSRTV. Good evening, race fans. I am Joe Cortez, joining you live from the booth high atop Daytona International Speedway on a balmy Daytona night, 79 degrees, overcast here with a slight breeze coming out of the southeast. Little humidity, which should mean we've got a lot of good, hard racing left ahead of us. Joining me tonight, as he does most nights, is our very good friend Alan Larson from Championship Online Racing Association. And Alan, 3 weeks, 3 different winners. This is setting up to be the most competitive season in Championship Online Racing Association history yet.
Absolutely, Joe. Yes, it is, and I'm really looking forward to it. And we got a lot more coming, so it should be a good race. I'm settled back here, got me some pizza and a beer, and ready to go.
Wait, you got pizza and a beer? I don't. We got to talk to the intern about getting me some festivities before the race. But in any event, Daytona International Speedway, the setting for tonight's race. It's the fourth race in the CORA season. 30 seconds to go here before we go down trackside for our pre-race festivities. Right now, Gary Bauer on the top of the qualifying pole. Jay Anderson, Michael Johnson, Michael Churchma, Everett Lane, Nathan Sedlak, all right now within the top 10, but that is all subject to change. Let's go ahead and go trackside now for our opening ceremonies. When we come back, we'll go through tonight's starting lineup and give you a preview of where everyone's at in points. It is the Hurley Property Management 101 live from Daytona International Speedway, part of the CORA Sunday Money Series live on LSRTV. Let's go down trackside.
Tonight's CORA Sunday Money Series race is being brought to you by Kohl's Wheelboard Truck Center, Redwood Falls, Minnesota. Berkey Painting and Sandblasting, Redwood Falls, Minnesota. Hurley Property Maintenance, Kingsford, Ontario. Dale Smalley Drywall, the finish is what counts, Sophia, North Carolina. Small Town Computers, serving Midwestern Michigan. SH&D Trucking, Elburn, Illinois. Collision Works Auto Body and Collision Works Auto Body Express, making friends by accident, Memphis, Tennessee. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise, and gentlemen, remove your caps as the Reverend Rusty Dent will deliver our invocation.
Dear Lord, let us pray. We want to thank you, Lord, for all we have. Dear Lord, we ask you that you protect those men and women who serve us both here and abroad. And oh Lord, we give thanks to those who have served us and have given that ultimate sacrifice that we may enjoy the liberties that we have today. And oh Lord, we ask you that you give these drivers the skill and the good internet connection so that we may be given a race like no other. Lord, we ask you that our racing give us the green-white checkers that we so deserve, and that we may enjoy an exciting race to the finish we all want to see. Lord, may you heighten the senses and protect these drivers so that they can give us a 3-wide door-banging race to the checkered flag tonight. And can we all say amen? And I'll say amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we proudly introduce Jaden Berkey to sing our national anthem.
God free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And now at this time, the 5 sons of our CEO, James Brown, Alex, Andrew, Nick, Cody, and Ethan, will deliver the 4 most famous words in all of automotive racing. Good luck, drivers. To all those watching, it's time to sit back, relax, strap it down. Let's go Sunday money racing, CORA style.
Qualifying coming to an end here at Daytona International Speedway. We are at the cool down at this point. Gary Bauer, Jay Anderson starting at the top of this field. Before we go to racing, let's go ahead and take you down the points, see where they all stack up right now after the restarts. Everett Lane, 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s at the top of the points position with 277 points. 15 points behind him, David Wenck second. Travis Brown, 28 points behind your leader. He is third. Ross Cato fourth. Don Stevenson picked up the re from after last week's race. He is now in fifth. Mark McFadden picking up 4 positions. He'll be in 6th as a result of last week's race. Michael Churchma still hanging into the top 10 right now. Nathan Sedlak 8th. Gordon Berkey 9th. George Bark 10th. Daniel Lingerfeld 11th. And Gary Bauer top 12. So no new names necessarily here, Alan, in the top 12, but a lot of guys that we've heard from before as we get ready to go through tonight's starting lineup. Let's go ahead and take you down the lineup presented by Hurley Property Maintenance. On the pole tonight, Gary Bauer in the number 27 GM Goodwrench machine. It will start on the pole in the qualifying time of 47.670 seconds. On the outside of him, the MikeAWTrucks.com machine of Jay Anderson in the 18, starting second.
Yeah, in the second row, we got Michael E. Johnson in that 78 machine and Michael Churchma in the 88 machine on the outside of him.
The We Want Travis machine of George Bark will start on the inside of row number 3. Outside of him, the 20, the Barks Competition Karting machine. I'll check that. It will be number 20 of David Wenck. He will start 6th in the LR Kelly trucking machine.
Yeah, then we got the 15 machine of Dominic Dyball starting on the inside, and on the outside of him, we got the number 1 WW Trucking out of Sandwich, Illinois truck. He's on the outside of row number 4.
That's Everett Lane. That is your points leader right now, sitting on the outside of row number 4. Let's go back to rounding out the top 10. Nathan Sedlak also top 10 in points. He will start in position number 9 in the 35 truck. Outside of him, Jeremy Crandall in the 73 starts 10th.
We got Joel Wood starting there in 11th in the 79 truck, and TJ Graves, they call him Mr. Excitement there in the 22 truck.
He will start in position number 12. Position number 13 belongs to Ryan Bourne in the 32 machine. Outside of him, it'll be Daniel Miller starting 14th.
Yeah, and inside of him we'll have Richard Holland starting and Jonathan Taylor in the 64 machine.
15 and 16, row number 9 belongs to Mark McFadden. In the 90 machine outside of him, Ross Cato starts position number 18.
Michael Watkins will start the 19th position. 21st will be Salicardi.
Next row behind them, Jacob Nye, James Brown starting 21st and 22nd. Philip Gary, Colton Berkey, but next row behind them, Gordon Berkey, Darrell Cronk right behind them. Rounding out your top 30 will be Charles Starks, Chuck Thompson, Bradley Cooper. As we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing real quick, the rest of your field is John Swilka, James Wilkins, Marcus Brab, Jacobs Henderdines, Sean Dower, Eric Wartley, Jason Halverson, and John Larson. That is your field of 36 trucks tonight. Let's go Green Flag Racing as Gary Bauer leads them through the tri-oval. We're now down through turns 1 and 2, 101 laps here at the big Daytona International Speedway in the trucks. And Gary Bauer already looking for the big payday. David Wendt, Jonathan Taylor getting the huge jump. Taylor jumping from 16th all the way up to 3rd now. And Jonathan Taylor, he's a man on a mission tonight. Michael Johnson in the mix as well. But look now, here comes the high line. That's led by the number 18 machine. That is Jay Anderson looking for the high side. Now he's got some company up there. The 27 will go high as well. 2 by 2 they run. And it is going to steal anybody's race. Trouble already. 18 involved. 67 involved. 73 involved. 64 goes around. Third big jump on out of turns 3 and 4. The big one happens on lap number 1.
Yeah, it looks like just the 18 truck there on the outside. You got lost it coming off the corner. Just got a little loose out from underneath him. He came down and plowed into the truck on the inside of him there, and right close from there.
Looks like the air might have been taken out of the 18 truck of Jay Anderson. He's going to go loose. You see the replay right now. 18 goes careening into the 64, and that starts a huge chain reaction behind him. Michael Church involved. The 73 machine. That's the 78 machine of Michael Johnson gets a piece of that as well. The 64 machine goes around, and then it's just a domino effect from there. Major damage. The 30 machine involved. The 81 machine involved. The 0, double 0, the 17 all get a piece of it. The 18 heavy damage. The 30 of Ross Cato. He's going to have some major damage as a result of that. Ross Cato driving the Curiel trucking machine in Oswego, Illinois. Lots of trucks involved in this one, and this is just going to make a hard night that much harder, especially considering you still got 100 laps to run here at Daytona.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that happened right there at the front of the field and took out a lot of good competitors. Hopefully they have their resets all up, and they'll definitely have to use them. So we'll get back to fixing them trucks. I'm sure the mechanics got some work to do in the garage.
Charles Starks in 02 machine, he's going to direly need a reset. As you see heavy smoke coming out of the 02 machine. That's a WSOP Full House Pro Chevrolet of Charles Starks. Good news for these guys is they do have the resets they can burn. Now, last season, if memory serves me right, they had 2 resets they can burn. What's the rule for this season?
It's the same, 2 resets.
So 2 resets for these guys to burn, and some of them are already going to be down half their second chances, almost their third chance. So 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out, and I've got a feeling we're going to see a couple guys strike out here tonight as a result of hard racing at Daytona International Speedway. David Wenck, officially your leader after all of that melee. That's the LR Kelly trucking machine of David Wenck behind him. The GM Goodrich Service Plus of Gary Bauer. He was your lead, your pole sitter. He's going to work second now. George Bark up to 3rd. Everett Lane was 5th. He's going to be up to 4th. The 78 of Michael Johnson. He's going to need to go down and get one of his resets taken care of.
Yeah, we got TJ Graves right there behind Everett. He somehow avoided all that. He's going to be running 6th. They call him Mr. Excitement. We'll see what he can do up there and mix it up with the leaders.
I know they call him Mr. Excitement, but I'm sure that was not the excitement he wanted to see this early in the race. Lap number 1, definitely not what you want to see an accident come out. The trucking machine of Michael Johnson now coming out of pit lane. Remember, he had to burn one of his 2 resets, so he's now going to be 1 second chance down, and that might later on in the race. Now, the cool thing about CORA, about the Sunday Money Series, 3 chances to qualify in every week. That hasn't changed from last season. But more importantly, the payout structure has. Now, let's talk about that. How did the payout structure change from last season?
Well, we used to pay out only the top 10. Now we pay out the top 18 finishing positions. So it's exactly half the field of 36 trucks that start the field every week. This week we seem to have an extra one. Not quite sure how that happened, but we've got 37 in the field tonight. But 36 positions, we pay out 18 of them, starting at $30 to win. And it's, it's not quite as much as it was last season for the, it was usually $50 to win, and then we paid out the top 10. But we felt these drivers, we should award a little bit farther back. So we did a little payment restructure, and we were able to pay out all the way to 18th position.
Certainly generous of you guys. Easy way to make some money, especially if you have to qualify in the hard way. $2, $3 to qualify in, to get into a qualifying race. $2.
Let me stop you there, Joe.
Go ahead and correct me then, because I have it backwards, I think.
No, that's another thing we changed this season is there is no charge to qualify. There is only a $6 deposit required. The entry fee for Sunday Money is $6, and that must be paid to qualify for the event. But if you don't qualify, that money is refunded. It's only a $6 entry fee for the Sunday Money. There is no charge to qualify, so you can come and qualify and not have anything at risk at all.
You want to find yourself here on TV and make a little money on the side as well. This could be the way to do it for you if you're good here in the iRacing service. CORA-racing.com, your home for Championship Online Racing Association. David Wenck, Gary Bauer will restart on the front row. George Park Everett lane behind him. DJ Graves, Richard Holland in row number 3. Dominic Nyball, Nathan Sedlak, row number 4. Joel Wood, Mark McFadden rounding out your first 5 rows. When we went racing last week, it was Connor Anton winning that one undisputed. Nathan Sedlak finishing second. Mark Arthur, Martin Porter, Gordon Berkey, your top 5. To Bradley Cooper, John Pensula, Jay Anderson, Mark McFadden, and Don Stevenson, your top 10. Your points leader, Everett Lane, finishing in position number 13. David Wenck, who's currently on the pole, he finished 14th. After the last 2 weeks ago, when we were racing from Charlotte, a lot of guys looking for a little bit of retribution, a little bit of maybe not retribution, but they're looking to have a good running tonight. In Daytona, you're either going to make it or you're going to break it, and we've already seen a couple guys break it already.
Oh, absolutely. Another thing I wanted to say, you can find us at www.cora-racing.com, and while you're there, check out our classifieds, and feel free to post anything you want on the classifieds.
Yellow flag out once again on the field, and it looks like we got some big trouble once again on the track as the pace car makes its way back, and I'm not really sure where this trouble happened at. So yellow flag comes out for the second time tonight. It looks like might be a debris caution. They might not have cleared everything up from the track just a moment ago, so they're going to bring it out one more time and get everything calmed down. And this is not the way you want to start a race. Anywhere you go, this is not the way you want to do it. None of these drivers want to start the race running the first 10 under caution. It messes with a lot of things, Alan. It messes with your pit strategy. It messes with your timing. It messes with the way you approach it. Having 10 long laps to run under yellow to start the race, that is going to change the dynamic for a lot of racers out here.
Yeah, it definitely does mess with your strategies and your rhythm, and it's really hard. I hate to see this for these guys too, because it's really hard to pace out here, and when you're all ready to go, and then it's kind of a big letdown just to, oh man, now we're under caution again, and it's just I hate it. I hate pacing.
I think anybody who ever climbs into one of these 700 horsepower machines doesn't care for pacing a whole lot, but such is the way of life. Let's go ahead and let these guys get it sorted out, and we will be back to Green Flag Racing in just a moment. You are watching LSRTV's live coverage of the CORA Sunday Money Series Hurley Property Management 101, live from Daytona International Speedway. Stay tuned, race fans. We'll have more racing action after this.
We are delighted to announce that the new Red Bull Air Race World Championship will take to the air and will be back in 2014.
There we have it, 2014, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back, race fans. Finding out what brought out the caution number 2. It was in contact between the 88 machine of Michael Churchma and the 46 machine. The 46 belongs to Jason Henderdine. So both those trucks will start at the very tail end of this field after breaking out the second caution flag on lap, or to bring out the second caution flag, currently scoring lap number 8. When we come back to Green Flag Racing, it will be scoring lap number 9 here in the CORA Sunday Money to Hurley Property Maintenance 101 live from Daytona International Speedway. David Wink, DJ Graves with a straight restart on the front row. George Bark, Everett Lane behind. Gary Bauer, Nathan Sedlak, Richard Holland, Mark McFadden, Dominic DeBall, and Daniel Miller, your top 10 as the pace car gets ready to make the hard left turn down pit road for the second time tonight, third time if you count the original pace lap. Lap number 9. Let's get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing, the field in control of David Wink. Wenk hits the lap pedal, TJ Graves hits it right beside him, and we are back to Green Flag Racing on lap number 9. Clean restart so far through the field. Maybe they've got the nerves worked out finally. There's only one way to find out as we continue going Green Flag Racing. 2 by 2 they go. The one trying to figure out where he wants to go. 35 behind in the D&K trucking machine. He's going to go with the number 1, Nathan Sedlak. He's in the top 10 in points. He wants to stay there as he follows number 1 of Everett Lane through the field. So you're
David Wink still got the field in tow here. Let's see. Somebody stepped on Joe's microphone cord. He's trying to get it plugged in, so we'll give it back to you here in just a minute. Yeah, it kind of looks like they got everything sorted out. Everybody's running nose to tail here. Maybe we can get some green flag racing in. Let's take you through the top 10 here. We got David Wink, followed by Everett Lane, George Bark, Gary Bauer, Nathan Sedlak, Richard Holland, Dominic Dyball, TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement himself, Joel Wood, and Daniel Miller round out the top 10. Mark McFadden after that, then Ryan Borge, and Sean Dewar, Jacob Nye, Philip Gary, Sal Accardi, Gordon Berkey, John Larson, Michael E. Johnson, and Jonathan Taylor. Oh, somebody just jumped up into Michael Johnson, dropped down to 20th. Johnson moved up to 19th. That's what it was. And you got Chuck Thompson, running 21st. 22nd is Michael Watkins, Colton Berkey, 23rd. We got Colton Berkey, 23rd. James Brown, Mr. President himself, 24th. Eric Wortley, Charles Starks, Bradley Cooper, Ross Cato, Jay Anderson, Michael Churchma, Jeremy Crandall, Marcus Babb, Jason Halverson, John Swyka, Daryl Conkright, Jason Hendren, and James Wilkins rounding out your field. 37 drivers still on the lead lap here at Daytona for CORA Championship Online Racing Association Sunday Money Series. And we're still trying to get that microphone plugged back in there for Joe. Oh, we got Everett Lane making a move to the inside of the 20. David Wink trying to take that top spot away, and he'll take the lead. And I think David Wink is going to be stuck out there on the outside all by himself. No, Everett's going to come up and help David stay up there. So we got 20 getting up behind the 18. Apologize for the technical difficulty here, guys, but we're getting it straightened out. So in just a couple minutes, Joe should have everything put back together, and we'll be back with you on the broadcast here. But Everett Lane now taking over the lead with John Schweiker running second. No, excuse me. Let me get to the right screen here so I can give you the right lineup. George Bark in the lead now with Gary Bauer running second, Everett Lane running third, David Wink running fourth, and your top five rounded out by Nathan Sedlak. Sixth is Richard Holland, seventh is Dominique Dyball, eighth is Jacob Nye, 9 is TJ Graves, and 10 is Salakari rounding up the top 10. Hopefully we got the quirks worked out of us and we can get into some green flag racing now. Got them a couple quick cautions out there in the beginning, and now hopefully we'll have some good green flag racing. While you're at it, guys, there is a link there on YouTube or a chat box on the side. Go ahead and use it up, and we'll give you some shout outs. So don't be afraid to type in the chat box there, and we'll see if we can't get you mentioned. Oh, we got a wreck. Oh, they held it together. Oh, no. Wrecking. Caution is out. And as you're looking at the replay here, okay, there's the replay, guys. You can see what happened there. I'm having a little bit of an issue getting to it real quick, but I'll try and give you a play-by-play when I get to it. Oh, it looked like the 68 got down onto the apron, went down into the grass, and then came back up into the field and just choked everything up, and everybody went wild after that. But we'll see what happens here. And just as I had mentioned it, that we were finally getting some green flag racing, the caution did come out again, so that kind of figures. We'll see what happens here. And George Bark is on pit road. Gary Bauer following him in, followed by the 1 of Everett Lane, the 20 of David Wink, the 16 of the 20 of David Wink, the 35 of Nathan Sedlak. He's came in front of him. David Wink, and then the 42 of George Bark. I wonder how that happened. The 79 of Joel Wood is in. The 22 of TJ Graves is in. The 32 is in, the 60 is in, the 15 is in, the 39 is in, the 22 is in, the 78 is in. Looks like they're all coming down pretty much for wholesale changes, so yeah. Oh, you're talking to Joe? All right, winning the race off of pit road. It looks like it's going to be the 42 of George Bark. Is going to be. Hang on, let me check that. No, let me see here. Looks like James Brown in the 00 going to be on the pole here for the restart. Gordon Berkey in the 17 on the outside. Philip Gary, number 68, going to restart third. Gary Bauer restart fourth, and George Bark will restart fifth. Then we got Bradley Cooper, David Wink, Jacob Nye, Everett Lane, and Marcus Babb running out your top 10 for the restart. And the pace lights are off the pace car. We should be going green this time by. Got to be something wrong in the world today when James Brown is on the pole and leading this race here at Daytona, but I think maybe dogs and cats are sleeping together or something. I'll have to kid him about that later, but no, he's a pretty good driver. Then we got Gordon Berkey on the outside. They're going to start side by side here, coming off when the pace car drops off. It'll be James Brown and Gordon Berkey leading the field, followed by Philip Gary and Gary Bauer, George Bark, and Bradley Cooper rounding out your first three rows.
Back under caution once again here on the track. And once again, this hard racing being the name of the game tonight here at Daytona International Speedway. You know, we come to Daytona week after week thinking that, you know, we're going to have a lot of crazy racing, a lot of strong racing tonight. No exception. But I think more entertaining was the race I just had, trying to get the hauler back into the back here in position.
Yeah, I see they found your hauler, huh?
Yeah, let's those crazy hooligans here at Daytona, a couple beers in your system, and you never know what's going to happen. But more importantly, caution once again on the field, third caution flag of the night. And what exactly happened to bringing this caution flag out?
Just hard racing. It looked like the 68 got down in and touched the apron, went down through the grass, and came back up and choked up the field.
Hard racing once again, and and this is why you guys have the resets in this race, in the sim. This is why you guys have the resets in as part of the Sunday Money rules. Hard racing is one thing, but you always at least have two more chances to get back on the track and see if you can salvage yourself a good night. And with $30 in the line, it's kind of a nice safety net to have.
Yeah, not bad at all. I think the most amazing thing right now is even after the issues we've had, believe it or not, we've still got 37 drivers that started this field within 4.7 seconds of each other. So, dang, we're not doing too bad. The attrition hasn't hit us yet.
Attrition is not hit yet, but it will as we start knocking them off here at Daytona International Speedway. Only a quarter of the way in, and still plenty of good racing left to be had. Green flag flying once again here at Daytona International Speedway. You ride on board one of those two tandems That is Bauer. You're riding on board now with Bauer. You see him pushing as hard as he can. The truck right there in front of him. Tandem Racing, the name of the game here at Daytona International Speedway, especially in these trucks. You have two trucks that can make a run. They can go at it real quick. But if you got a couple more behind you, it makes it that much more fast. And aerodynamics huge here at Daytona International Speedway. If you do not have those aerodynamics on your side, if you don't have that advantage, those several guys giving you the shove, it's not going to make for a very pleasant night here at Daytona. You're going to lose a draft in a hurry, and once you lose a draft, it's going to take a yellow flag to put you back into it. There's no guarantees that'll happen here tonight. Although if past performance predicts future returns, then we might see a couple yet.
Yeah, I hear you. We got David Wink and Everett Layton seem to be hooked up here, and then we got James Brown running 5th, Philip Gary running 6th. They seem to be working together here a little bit. And then Nathan Sedlak and Marcus Babb, 7th and 8th. Jacob Nye and Charles Starks, 9th and 10th.
And Everett Lane, a lot on the line for him. He didn't have a great finish 2 weeks ago when we went to Charlotte in the Berkey Painting and Sandblasting 125, finishing outside the top 10 for him. So he needs a big finish tonight. He needs to finish within the top 10 in the W&W machine. He needs to have a good run here tonight if he wants to hold on to that points lead. He's got it right now, but it's kind of a fragile lead. Only a handful of points between him and the people behind him. That's only going to be 15 points between him and David Wenck. So you're seeing the battle for points and position unfolding right here on the track.
Yeah, we got Gary Bauer still in front. He's got George Bark pushing him, and he's coming to the corner, kind of dipping that nose out to get some air, keep this thing cool, and doing a good job at managing his air inflow into the radiator to keep that truck cool.
About 80 degrees here at Daytona International Speedway, so comparatively it's a cooler night here in Central Florida. But that being said, it doesn't make it any easier on these trucks. The 27 machine of Gary Bauer, he started on the pole. He continues to lead, getting the push from George Bark, your 2 points leaders. Everett Lane pushing David Wenck right now. And then behind them, the 00 of James Brown getting down. Philip Gary, Nathan Sedlak, Jacob Nye, all within the top 10, and then battle for position around the 39 machine. That's Sal Accardi holding on to position number 10 behind him. TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement, looking to make some excitement happen here as he holds on to position number 11, getting the push from the 06 of Daniel Miller. 3 wide now as Marcus Babb going to force the issue of the 26 machine. He's going to go way high. No one's going to go middle ground with him, so he's going to go all alone up there, and he's got a high line starting to develop behind him as well.
Yeah, he got nuzzled out of line there, and just look at the way they drive by him there on the inside. It's just that's the
Trouble on the track. The 26 is now around. The 2, the 31, the 81, all around. Heavy trouble once again. Turns 3 and 4. Once again, the place where it's all taking place. The 64 gets a piece of it. The 26 of Marcus Babb, the McGuire's machine, gets a piece of it. The 31, the Goodrich service machine. Heavy damage. The numbers 90 of Mark McFadden. That is the Agassiz of Speedway Chevrolet. He's got heavy damage on his machine, and now you see the 81 of Colton Berkey, the SH&D truck of Colton Berkey, crab walking back to pit road. He might be done for the night. Let's go ahead and walk you through the replay and see what exactly happened. We saw the number 36 of Marcus Babb. He was running that dangerous high. Check out the number 30 of Marcus Babb. You saw Marcus Babb running that high line almost very dangerously, almost like he was running it by himself. Marcus Babb in the 26 machine, he had the number 650 coming behind him, and he was almost blocking him just a little bit. Well, that did not sit terribly well with the driver of that 50 machine. 60 machine. That's Sean Dower, and that's going to cause some major problems. Sean Dower gets around him. Let's fast forward to turns 3 and 4, where the 26 and 02 machine, that's Charles Starks. The 26 tried to pinch 02 up, and that is going to cause a major chain reaction through the field. The big one happens again and again. It might as well be Groundhog's Day, because I feel like we've lived that accident over and over again.
Yeah. Marcus got left out there in the high line, and the run coming up behind him, they were just coming, and they tried to take him to the outside, and I'm not even sure Marcus knew that they were going to go high, and maybe he tried to block him. I don't think he would, though. I think he tried to stay out of their way. But yeah, he definitely tried to get up there just a little too high and squeeze that 0-2 up into the wall, and well, we saw the results.
Gary Bauer continues to hold on to the lead here at Daytona. Behind him, it'll be George Marks second, David Wenk third, Everett Lane fourth, James Brown rounding out your top 5 here at Daytona. Nathan Sedlak, Jacob Nye, Sal Accardi, TJ Graves, Daniel Miller rounding out your top 10. 4 yellow flags in 32 laps. We're seeing now about a yellow flag every 7 laps. That can't be something the drivers want to see. You're a driver, Alan. How much does the yellow flags affect your strategy and your ability to run out there?
Oh man, it's big. It's big. You know, you get your rhythm going. You really get going. You get set for a good green flag run, and you just, you know, it's like it just the adrenaline flow. It just, you need to keep going, or you just lose the adrenaline, and it's a really big letdown.
The 0-2 machine of Charles Starks will be credited with that incident. He is going to end up at the very end of the longest line, so he should be outside of the top 35. When we go back to green flag racing, we'll be 1 to go when we hit the start-finish. Bauer still in command of this field. George Marks second, David Wenk, Everett Lane, James Brown, your top 5. Nathan Sedlak, Jacob Nye, Sal Accardi, TJ Graves, Daniel Miller, your top 10. All these drivers being represented, being benefited by somebody out here. A lot of people make CORA happen, come together each and every week, and CORA makes this a very unique league in the fact that you can almost call it a semi-professional league. These guys are paying to play, and these guys are getting rewarded for a good performance, not just by their sponsors, but by the league as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. And I want to kind of elaborate on something else we're doing this week, or this season rather. You know, we just had the overall champion here before, and it was just run for the money on Sunday Money. However, this season we're doing something a little bit different, where we've actually got 6 different championships all rolled up into one series. Each individual vehicle will have its own champion and get a small cash award. Then we have the qualifying series itself, the races that we run every week. There's points kept in them, and there will be a qualifying champion. And if they go to our website and click on qualifying prizes, you'll see the top 5 finishers in the qualifying series points will receive some pretty nice prizes. I think it's a video card for first place, a year's free subscription to iRacing for second place in the qualifying series, and then a Crew Chief button box for third place, and then a couple of Best Buy gift cards were given out for 4th and 5th place. So, and then we got the overall champion as well. So each vehicle will have a champion with a small cash prize for the champion themselves, and then the qualifying series, and then the overall series. 6 different championships all rolled up into one series, and I think that's very unique, and I think that's what kind of sets us apart from the rest.
6 different championships all coming to a head at the end of the season. The end of the season of this season, season number 4, finishing all up June 22nd. So still plenty of time to get yourself into the game if you have not qualified in yet. CORA-racing.com, your home for everything in the Championship Online Racing Association. While we have a moment, let's go through the schedule. We will see this will be the last trucks race we will have until the end of the season. So tonight we'll have an idea of who's in the lead for the Trucks Championship. Then there'll be 4 races in the Impalas at Michigan, Talladega, Homestead, and back to Talladega in the Class B Impala. Then we're going to see a couple of 4 races in the Gen 6 machines at Atlanta, Talladega, Charlotte, Dover. Then finally the regular season ends with 4 races in the Indy cars at Watkins Glen, Homestead, Miami, Atlanta, Michigan, before we get to the chase for the Sunday Money Championship. Race car gets the heck out of the way. Gary Bauer in control of the field, but look who's got the jump. The 42 machine, that's George Mark. He's going to get the move early, and it's going to try to get the lead away from that number 27 machine. On paper he did, but the 27 now gets the shot from the 20 of David Wenk. It's a battle up front, and the 27 going to yield. He's going to go high line, about to be the place to be as the 20 machine of Gary Bauer goes low, getting the push from the 00 of James Brown. James Brown looking for trouble earlier, starting the way through this race, currently scoring at 34, but don't count out your points leader, Everett Lane. He's now on the high side. He's now burning daylight. Make hay when the sun shines, as they say, and he is looking to make hay in a hurry under the lights here at Daytona. Everett Lane getting the shove. He now finds himself in the top 5. James Brown, Nathan Sedlak, Jacob Nye, Daniel Miller, Sean Dower, your top 10. TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement himself, looking to make some moves. He's caught mid-pack, though, and mid-pack not the place you want to be. As 3 wide behind him, the 79 machine, the 3 machine, the 32, 3 wide temporarily. They all get back in line, and they get sorted out. A lot of scary driving happening. The 79 jumps down to the low line. 79 machine, that is Joel Wood. He had an up and down season last year. Tonight, he wants to make a big amends for that and make some big moves in the Daytona at Daytona International Speedway.
Yeah, I had before that last caution come out, while they were chasing you down the highway in the hauler there, I had mentioned that we had just had some green flag racing, and I had jinxed it. So I'm not going to talk too much about another caution. So we'll just see what happens here, and I'm not going to try and give it the broadcast jinx.
35 laps in the books. Right now, Gary Bauer still in control of this field. Your top 4 starting to really break away. Gary Bauer, George Bark, Everett Lane, Salacardi, all 4 of these drivers using that tandem to their advantage. It's a 2x2 tandem, and they are starting to really break away from the rest of the field. Top 4 has a 6/10 of a second advantage over the rest of this group. It just shows you how powerful this tandem can be if you work it correctly. The 1 at 39 correctly. Let's run on the board now with the 39 of Salacardi, and you see just how hard he's pushing that number 1 of Everett Lane. Everett Lane has the advantage now on the high side, and he will pick up a bonus point for leading a lap. Everett Lane now as hard as he can. You see him backing off just a little bit now to get some air in that truck. The 27-42 take advantage into the 27 of Gary Bauer back in position number 1. Back in the second group behind him, David Wenck, James Brown starting to catch up. Nathan Sedlak, Jacob Nye starting to catch up. Daniel Miller, Sean Dower, your top 10 starting to chip into the lead that your leaders had just a moment ago. 2/10 of a second cut off last time by. And now check it out. The number 20, the 00, they're back in business. The 35, the 16, the 76, check out this 16, they're back in business. 06, the 60 machine, they're back in business as well. Top 10 now being the place to be, all chasing your leader, your pole sitter, Gary Bauer in the 27, GM Goodrich Service Plus Chevrolet.
Yeah, looking back through a little bit farther back through the field, you got the 79 and the 17 of Gordon Berkey and Joel Wood working together back here. And then you got Chuck Thompson, Ryan Borgs, Jason Halverson, Dominic Dyball rounding out the top 20.
Still running outside, first and second, 27, the 1, the 42, the 39, all still running that tandem diamond formation almost as they try to get air in these trucks as to not blow them up here on the track behind them. The 20, the 1, and it looks like we got something going on track. It looks like one driver was in the grass just a moment ago. It might have been Gary Bauer. We're not sure, but Gary Bauer still continues to lead this field. Everett Lane, George Bark, Salacardi, all continuing to run here. And now looks the 42 of 20 machine, the 42 machine. They're looking to make some moves as they go. Low pace car now out. Caution flag is out on the field, and once again we are back under yellow flag on this race. It's going to be a competition caution. Your administrator is throwing the yellow flag on the field. And Alan, maybe you can shed a little light as to why they threw the yellow flag.
I'm not really sure, but I'm sure.
And it sounds like it was an incident that brought up the yellow flag. The administrator is having to force that yellow flag as the sim did not call it on its own. Let's go ahead and watch a replay here as you saw it live just a moment ago. The 68 machine got a little sideways getting into the 30 machine of Ross Cato. So the 68 machine, that is Philip Gary, backing up, getting into the 30 and causing a little of a bottleneck down there. Also the 31 machine getting a piece of that. The 31 belonging to Richard Holland. He's going to get a piece of that, get into the grass, and 3 trucks involved. The rule is if 2 or more are involved, it's an automatic yellow flag. So the administrator is throwing the yellow flag, slowing down the race again on lap number 40. So how about that curse there, Alan, a moment ago? You said every time you seem to talk about the green flag run, we get a yellow flag.
Yeah, that just seems to be the way it happens. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut from here on out about how long we've been running green. That's a curse. It's got to be.
We need someone to de-hitch the trailer so I'll get carried off again if you're interested.
Yeah, you were starting to cut out there just a little bit there, and I think they're trying to do it again.
Are they trying to hook up the hauler once again? You might want to go out there and see what's going on.
I just might have to do that.
Yeah. Gary Bauer back is still in control of this field. Gary Bauer leading a bunch of laps out here tonight. He did qualify fastest, 47.67 his qualifying time. Jay Anderson, Michael Johnson, Michael Churchman, George Bark were your top 5. And now as it stands, Gary Bauer still in control of this field, still dominant. But Everett Lane, the W&W machine, the number 1, he's not going to give up anytime soon. That W&W trucking machine, he still wants to lead some laps. In fact, he wants to make up for his finish last week. Then there's George Mark 3rd, the Curiel trucking machine of Sal Carty 4th, and the LR Kenley trucking machine, IR Kelly machine, a trucking machine of David Wenk, rounding out your top 5. Lots of trucking sponsors on these trucks. Really cool to see one of the great American industries being represented so well here in CORA.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to give a shout out to some of the people that are participating in the chat box here. We got D&D Racing. We got Chuck Thompson. He's out there watching tonight. And Michael Whitlock, rather. Michael Whitlock, he's out there spectating tonight. We got Venus. We'll give you a shout out. And Travis Brown, we got you out there. Sorry you're not in the field tonight, buddy.
After watching the race happen the way it is, he might be a little grateful that he gets to watch from the comfort of his own home. All these drivers racing for the comfort of their homes on the iRacing service. If you are not a member, visit iRacing.com now. Promotions running all the time for new members to get involved in the racing series. iRacing.com. Your home for everything sim racing. As you see these guys all running here clean, they're fast and hard on the iRacing service. Gary Bauer, Everett Lane, George Bark, Sal Carty, David Wenk, your top 5 here at Daytona. And to give you an idea of just how much I think Everett Lane has on a mission tonight, let's go back to last week's finish. Everett Lane started 14th, finished 13th in that number 1 machine. Only was involved in 4 incidents, only able to finish the race on his own fruition, but not a great race for him. So I think Everett Lane tonight, he is a man on a mission. He knows he's got 15 points on this lead. He wants to continue that points lead, and with 4 races in, about to go to a different car type, he knows he has to make a big move. He's got to fix it in a big way if he wants to have that advantage going into the next car series in 1 week's time.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to stay up in it. But Everett Lane, I will tell you, he's also the points leader in the qualifying series for the trucks going into the last 2 races in the trucks in the chase. So that's the difference with the trucks is we've got 2 races in the chase for the trucks and only 1 in the Gen 6 and 1 in the B cars. So we still got 2 more races in the trucks after this to decide the championship. So he's still got to hold it together.
But with 4 races done in the trucks and 2 left to go, if he can finish this out, if he can have a good strong finish tonight, he might just lock up in that truck series. You never want to give anything to him. You never want to force the issue, but it could easily happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely can. That's the thing about racing. Anything can happen.
And as we've seen, anything does happen here tonight. 5th caution flag on the field. We'll restart it on lap 42. These guys getting about 8-9 lap sprints before they're back to the yellow flag. Gary Bauer, Everett Lane, your front row. George Bark, Sal Carty behind them. David Wenk, Nathan Sedlak, row 3. Sean Dower, Daniel Miller, row 4. Jacob Nye and Michael Churchma now back in the top 10. Michael Churchman qualified in the top 10. Now he's back in it. Let's see what he can do as the pace car gets ready to make the hard left turn down pit road. The first racing Ford Mustang, iRacing Ford Mustang, getting out of the way, and we're back to green flag racing. Gary Bauer, Everett Lane. They're going to drop the loud pedal real hard, and Gary Bauer once again in control of this field, looking for extra points for leading the most laps on this field. 2 by 2 they go. They're going to need to set up those tandems once again. The back part of the field starting to spread out as to get that clean start all the way through. Up front, though, they are bunched up. You can throw a blanket over them. That's how close all these groups are. The 27, the 42 getting the big push. The 1, the 39 behind them, and now here comes the 20, the 35. They're going to hook up for their tandem. The 06 needs a partner. The 60 can't get it to him. Will Michael Churchman answer the call? He is digging hard. Now, look, he might end up hooking up with the 06. First two tandems back in action, and they're starting to break away from the field. So the 1, the 39 machine, 39 goes way low. He needs a 1 to go with him. 1 is going to follow the leaders. He's going to try to hook on with their draft and see if he can keep up with them to possibly lead more than just one lap out here. Gary Bauer, George Bark, they are blocking him right now. Everett Lane nowhere to go. He needs help on the 39 of Salicardi. Salicardi now hooked up with the 20 of David Wenk. Remember, Wenk's only 15 points behind Everett Lane. For him to finish wouldn't give him a whole lot of points, but it would slowly carve away into that lead. Back up on the high side, the 06 machine. That's Daniel Miller working with the 88 of Michael Churchman, the 06 and 88. They continue to work hard with each other, and they're going to make a big run out here, see if they can't get up front and get with the groups. The Gary Bauer, George Bark, they're starting to break out on their own as we speak. Everett Lane and Salicardi, they are hooked up back once again, and now the battle is not for first and second yet. It is now jockeying between third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. As you can see, 2 by 2, the tandems run the box formation, all trying to chase down the leaders.
Ooh, somebody blew up. Somebody blew up.
It's going to be the 42 machine, I believe. The 42 machine that's blown up, if my memory serves me correct. That is, you see him smoking down there right now. That is the 42 of George Bark. He was working with the 27 of Gary Bauer. Now Gary Bauer doesn't have a draft partner. He needs some help in a big way. The 1, the 39, they're making the move now. The 1 of Everett Lane with nobody helping. The 27, it's easy pickings for Everett Lane. Salicardi, Everett Lane back in control of the field. Salicardi immediately with him. And now the 27 and 06 trying to hook up, trying to see if they can get together. And a lot of drafting partners, a lot of things changing as we speak on the track. 16 looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. Jacob Nye trying to get on the back bumper of the 60 machine. Not going to work. And that is going to cost him a little bit of time. Meanwhile, the 27 of Gary Bauer back in business with the 06 of Daniel Miller.
I just think it's really amazing here, Joe, that we've had 46 laps and everybody was still on the lead lap till George Bark blew up there, and he'll be the first one accredited a lap down at this point. So attrition still hasn't hit us yet, so hopefully that'll remain the case, and we'll have a good race and see if maybe we can have a record number of leaders or people left on the lead lap here at the end of the race.
Long as you don't mention that other thing that we're not talking about, you know what I mean. I think we might have a race. Yeah,
we might.
Don't say it. Just don't say it. Everett Lane still in front of the field. Salicardi, Gary Bauer, your top three. Gary Bauer dropped his drafting partner, and now he's trying to hook up with the 1 and the 39 machine. The 39 not letting the 27 in or around him. The 06 machine of Daniel Miller, though, getting the push from Churchma in the 88. The Everett, Illinois employees machine. He's going to work hard to try to push him out. Wrecking now in the field, and I'm not exactly sure where they're wrecking at, but it's once again, Eric Wortley will be involved. It's a 37 machine. He's got heavy damage, and he's got 3 trucks collected with him, including the 00. It looks like the 02 involved once again. The 12 machine might be involved as well. At least 4 trucks involved, and that's going to bring out the yellow flag once again.
You can't even think about it. You mentioned it. You didn't even. It's not even talking about it there, Joe. It's just even thinking about it.
Apparently, it's thinking about it. It's talking about it. if you mention the devil's name, he shall appear. The 37, the 26, the 68, they start this incident. Laura's going to get the replay up in just a moment, but 3 trucks, you see the replay now. I checked that. You see the replay now. You see right here, the 37, 26, not sure if the 37 got high, the 26 went low, but in any event, the 37 clips the 26, 37 goes into the wall, collects the 68 machine. That starts a chain reaction once again. The 61 and 02 get involved. The 68 goes down in front of the 31 of Richard Holland. That's a good wrench machine. The Gordon Berkey and the 17, the CORA sponsored machine, and the 00 of James Brown, the Hurley Property Management Chevrolet, both get a piece of it as well. So 5 trucks in some way, shape, or form getting involved. 6 trucks if you include the SH&D machine of Colton Berkey, the 81. 6 trucks at least getting a piece of it. And yellows breed yellows, but this is something I've never seen before.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. This is almost as bad as our qualifier Monday night. We didn't have a very good run of it either. We had 31 lap qualifier and we had 21 laps of caution. So I was kind of afraid of this coming into tonight.
Just about halfway here in the Hurley Property Management in the CORA Sunday Monday Series. Let's let them sort out and take a commercial break. You are watching it all live on LSR TV.
CTWE wrestler The Mac.
And I'm Showtime Stevie Stamos.
Have you ever dreamed of owning your own race car and taking it out for a test drive? Well, thanks to our friends at Rent a Race Car, you can!
Visit www.rentaracecarne.com for all the details on how you can take one of these babies out to Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll see you at the races.
Touchdown!
www.rentaracecarne.com.
Just about done pacing here at Daytona International Speedway in the Hurley Property Management 101 live from Daytona International Speedway on LSR TV. Everett Lane still in control of the field. Sal Accardi, Gary Bauer, Daniel Miller, your top 5 as we're officially halfway over after we cross the start finish line. Let's go back through the rest of the field. Nigger Churchman 5th, David Wank 6th, Nathan Sedlak, TJ Graves, John Dower, Jacob Nye, your top 10. James Wilkins, Joel Wood, Dominic Dyball, Michael Johnson, Jay Anderson, your top 15. Daryl Cronkright, Michael Watkins, Jeremy Crandall, Gordon Berkey, James Brown, your top 20. Mark McFadden, Ryan Borges, Jonathan Taylor, Colton Berkey, Ross Cato, your top 25. John Spica, John Larson, Jason Halverson, Philip Gary, Bradley Cooper, your top 30. Chuck Thompson, Jason Henderlin, Richard Holland, Eric Wortley, Marcus Babb, Charles Starks, and George Bark. All still on the track. Charles Starks and George Bark, the only 2 trucks. 1 down so far. So Everett Lane will restart back on the top of the field. Salicardi gets ready to go. Halfway done. It's getting to be go time, Alan.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's starting to be go time now. Definitely got to kind of, pick your drafting partner, your dancing partner, as we like to call them, and see who can keep us up towards the front, because that's where you want to be ultimately.
The great Elvis Presley once said, if you can't find a dance partner, use a wooden chair, but that's not going to cut it for some of these guys out here. Everett Lane needs Salicardi. Gary Bauer needs to find a new friend out there, and then there's all the guys behind him who want to take away the lead from your current points leader, Everett Lane. The first racing Ford Mustang pace car will make this way down pit road. This time by, the lights remain off. They're not going to hold a mag. Marcus Babb involved in that incident. He's going to get the end of the longest line penalty as a result of it. But now it's all about Everett Lane. He's got the control of the midfield in the W&W Chevrolet Silverado. The last race in the trucks until the end of the season. And it restarts right now on lap 52. Everett Lane across the start-finish line, and we're back in business. Gets the jump. Open at number 39, and Salicardi will come down with him. Salicardi gets the door shut by the 27 of Gary Bauer. And don't look now, here comes the perennial favorite, Michael Churchman in the 88 machine. He is going to continue to run hard right beside the 06 of Daniel Miller. It's a dogfight side by side. The 1 and 27 now hooked up. The 39 and 06 now hooked up. We might see a shift in some dancing partners out here as the tandems start to develop quickly. Time running out on this field. Nobody can make it work. Nobody out there can make any mistakes at this point, though I'm sure due to some hard racing, due to some technical issues, it might happen yet. David Weck now hooked up with Mr. Excitement himself, TJ Graves, the 35 and 60 machine. They're hooked up. The 76 machine, he's going along for the ride right now, and behind him, Joel Wood in the 79, getting the push from the 78 of Michael Johnson. James Wilkins in the mix as well. Top 10. They are 2 lines of fury as they continue to battle back and forth. The 1 of Everett Lane in front. Salicardi now getting pushed by the 06 of Daniel Miller. They're not far behind. One and 39 still running side by side, the 27 and 06. They are running behind them. Now you start to see a little bit of gap on that high side. It's about 3 truck lengths between the 06 and the 20, the 22 machine, giving it his push as best he can. It looks like we got caution on the field one more time, and we got heavy smoke coming out of the 98 Miller Light machine of John Larson, and a couple other trucks involved as well, including the 73 of Jeremy Crandall. He got a piece of that incident, and it looks like it's going to start right in front of him, involving the 18 and the 36 as well. So you see the replay right now happening on your TV screen. The 18 and 36 machine. 18 had gotten a little bit loose running on the back of Michael Watkins in that 30, or check that of Dominic Dyball, or no, check that would be Jay Anderson. Jay Anderson running off the back of Dominic Dyball. Got a little bit loose out there, got the air taken off of him, and that's going to cause him to get down into the 36 and 73. Michael Watkins, heavy damage. The 73 machine as well. That belongs to Jeremy Crandall. They both get heavy damage as a result of that, with the 73 spinning like a top, and he's going to go spinning into several trucks out there. Good news is they were able to all avoid incident, everyone except that is for the 98 of John Larson, the Miller Lite Chevrolet. He's going to have to come down pit road and get a reset if he has one available. Everybody else electing to stay out for the time being. Now, this is where it starts to get a little bit scary, Alan. Alan, because at this point in the race, you're running out of resets. You don't necessarily have the ability to reset your car, and without that ability, it makes it a lot harder to make those decisions on when to come in and when to get service or when to go out and when to risk it.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. There definitely got to be a couple of them out there that are out of resets by now. I was really amazed that we were able to, 46 laps into the race, able to keep everybody on the lead lap. But that nasty word that I've been talking about all day is kindly coming into play. I think we're going to start seeing some attrition here real soon.
The number 1 machine is going to lead everybody down pit road. Everett Lane getting tires, at least 2 tires and fuel in his truck. It will be only a 4-tire stop, or no, check that 2-tire stop for the one of Everett Lane. He only comes in, gets to the left side tires, and is down and away. Also down on pit road is going to be the 15 machine. That's Dominic Dyball. The 39 machine is Salicardi. He took 2 tires and was down and away very quickly. The 78 of Michael Johnson. The 16 of Jacob Nye. A couple of these guys looks like they were gambling on fuel only down there. Sean Dower, Joel Wood coming off pit road. Darrell Cronkright coming off pit road. And the 98 of John Larson using one of his resets to put out a brand new Miller Lite Chevrolet. He should be back on the lead lap as he came in during the caution period. So now, as a result of those pit stops, Gary Bauer back in control of the field. It'll be right behind him. Michael Churchman now in third, Nathan Sedlak fourth, David Wenk fifth, DJ Graves, James Wilkins, Jay Anderson, Gordon Berkey might be, let's say, rounding out your top 10. What I'm more importantly interested in seeing is where did Everett Lane and Salicardi end up as a result of those stops. And while we have a moment, let's talk to one of those drivers that decided to come down pit road that time by. He's driving the number 1 machine, currently towards the back of the field, the W&W truck machine of Everett Lane. Let's see if we can grab a word with him real quick. Everett's show in the booth. Got a copy, buddy? Everett Lane, Joe Cortez at LSR. Can you hear me, buddy? I think you're on the wrong channel there, over on TeamSpeak.
Oh, there we go. How's that?
There we go. All right. Everett Lane driving the number 1 machine, currently sitting in position number 20. You just came down pit road looking for tires and fuel. You got them, but at the cost of position. What was the strategy behind that one?
Well, right now I'm trying to keep the clutch pushed in, saving fuel. I don't think I'm going to hit pit road again the rest of the race. So right now I'm just saving fuel and trying to go to the end from here.
Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, at Charlotte, you ended up finishing outside the top 10. Tonight, you're showing a little bit of muscle, leading several laps out there. What's the plan for tonight? Are you looking for a big finish to increase your points lead, or are you playing defense now?
I'm going out to win this race tonight. We got a good car. We got a good setup under this. I got some good teammates around me. So tonight, I'm going to go out there and try to win a race for a lot of my sponsors, WW Trucking there, and all my buddies. But really going to try to put this thing out front.
You and Salicardi have been working great all night. Is that going to be is he going to be one of your keys to victory and putting that number 1 machine in victory lane?
It could be, yeah. It could be Sal, could be Mike, could be Joel, could be one of my teammates. But whatever truck helps me get to the front, that's what I'm going to take right now. But definitely work with my teammates here at the end to try to get this thing to victory lane.
Everett Lane driving the number 1 W&W trucking machine out of Sandwich, Illinois. We'll let you get back to the business of racing, but Everett, good luck to you out there, buddy.
Thank you very much.
That is Everett Lane, currently your points leader here in the CORA Sunday Money Series, and also leading the truck qualifying points as well. So he's got a lot on the line, to say the least, Alan.
Yeah, he absolutely does. So hopefully he can his strategies work out for him, and he can keep that thing up front all night long.
If his strategy works, if he can keep it up front all night long, he might be able to improve on his lead. The guy who's in a better position, though, right now, David Wenk, he's 15 points back. Right now, if the race were to end, David Wenk could cut a significant chunk into that points lead. But there is exactly 15 positions between him and Everett Lane. in the number 1 machine. So David Wenk has a lot on the line as well. He will restart in position number 5. Let's take you through the top 10 as they can start lining up for the double file restart here at Daytona. Gary Bauer, Daniel Miller on the front row. Michael Churchman, Nathan Sedlak behind them. David Wenk, TJ Graves, row number 3. James Wilkins, Jay Anderson, row number 4. Gordon Berkey and James Brown, your top 10. Mark McFadden in 11th. Ross Cato, 13th. Colton Berkey back in 15th. Sal Accardi, 18th. Everett Lane, 20th. And Michael Johnson just outside the top 20. So your points leaders scattered all over the place. These guys are looking for position, working hard for position. If they can figure something out here, they might be able to get something done. But remember, we've only had about 6-7 lap sprints between yellow flags. You've already had 6 yellow flags here on the field, and because of that, it does change the way you drive this race and the way you drive this Daytona track. You might see guys try things early, knowing that they only have a very short window to make position happen on the track. So as they come through turns 3 and 4, Gary Bauer, Daniel Miller, your front row. Michael Churchman, Nathan Sedlak immediately behind them. Lots of points leaders sitting right now within the top 10, but that is all subject to change depending on what happens in the field. The Hurley Property Manager 101 about to get back underway here at Daytona International Speedway. Gary Bauer, Daniel Miller, your front row. As the Force Racing Ford Mustang pace car gets the heck out of the way. Jay Anderson getting the penalty on that incident. Still up front, though. We restart. Gary Bauer back in business. And now he's got the 88 of Michael Churchman hooking up with him. The 06 and 35. The 06 of Miller working with the 35. No, check that. The 35 of Nathan Sedlak going to follow Michael Churchman in the battle. The 06 has nobody to draft by. He's going to be forced to drop back in line. Single file racing so far, but it's only a matter of time before you start to see some tandems start working together and some horsey-ish as we go. Green flag racing, 27 and 88, bumper to bumper. The 06 of Daniel Miller trying to hook up with them as well. The 35 and 22, Nathan Sedlak, TJ Graves trying to put a little excitement in the top 5. David Wenk, James Brown, Jonathan Taylor, Ryan Borges, John Swyka, your top 10. And give a shout out to number 2, the Miller Jalen draft machine of John Swyka. First time we've seen him in the top 10 tonight. John Swyka looking a little comfortable behind them. Sal Accardi, Everett Lane from the penthouse to the doghouse. 1 lap, 8 positions for Everett Lane. He said he had a fast car. He meant it, as he is now he's now almost bisected the field and is marching his way towards position number 1.
Yeah, I think it just might be Evan out there trying to disconnect the trailer, because he's doing it again there, Joe. You're cutting out there just a little bit.
Security? Where's security when we need him?
Yeah, no doubt. We got 42 back here. He's on a mission. He started there. He pitted there just as they were about to go back to green. The 42 ducked down pit road. So he might be done pitting, and I think he's a little bit on a mission here. He's pushing, what truck has he got there? He's got the Jeremy Crandall truck.
So up front, new leader on the field, Michael Churchman getting around the 27 of Gary Bauer with the push of the 06 of Daniel Miller. Daniel Miller not wanting to wait for the 27. He's going to get help the 88 of Churchman get around him, and now Churchman's going to lead his first few laps of the evening. Pit yellow flag out there once again on the field, and I'm not exactly sure what brought out the yellow flag again this time. Probably another wreck due to just some hard driving out there. It will, yes, it'll be another wreck involving this time the 02 of Charles Starks, the World Series of Poker full house pro machine. He's going to get involved in an incident that looked like started just in front of him. It's going to be the 68, the 98 machine, the 00, the 60, the 54 machine, all getting a piece of this one as they go back to yellow flag here in just a moment. All starting really with the number 98 of John Larson getting involved out there, and we'll have to rewind that one and watch exactly how that all took place. Let's watch on board the 29 machine of Cooper as we see all that happen right in front of him. The 98 machine of John Larson just gets into the 78 machine. That's Michael E. Johnson. Bradley, you see it all from Bradley Cooper's point of view. The 98 78 just get into each other, get sideways, and that is not a good look as the 98 machine then goes spinning, and the 98 is going to collect 3 more trucks with him as a direct result of that incident. He is going to collect the number 60 machine, the 54 machine, and I believe the 02 machine also got a piece of that one as well. So 5 trucks involved once again, and that will be John Larson's night. The Miller, a light for Chevy, is going to pull it behind the garage, and that is all she wrote. Let's take another look at that from the position of the 60 machine. That's Sean Dower, and he just went straight head on into the 98 machine of John Larson. You see that perspective right there, and it's almost a very sobering look because it just shows you just how dangerous motorsports can be, and more importantly, how grateful you are that this is a sim and you didn't have that car really barreling towards you when you're trying to slow down from over 200 miles per hour at the point of collision. The 60 and 98 machine, they made contact going about 150 miles per hour. It's a little bit sobering. It makes it grateful that this is a sim, not real life.
Yeah, that it really does. But the only difference, the realism here is absolutely, second to none. I've never found a more realistic feeling sim than iRacing, and I always say that the only difference between this and really stepping in a car is you don't feel the G's, and it doesn't hurt when you hit the wall.
Or it doesn't hurt when you hit someone else on the track, for that matter.
That's true too.
Nobody has to go to the hospital. Michael Churchwell comes down pit road this time around and leads a bunch of other drivers with him, including the 27 of Gary Bauer, the number 20 of David Wenk, Nathan Sedlak down on pit road, TJ Graves collects to come to the attention of his crew, Daniel Miller, Jonathan Taylor, Ross Cato, Michael Johnson, all coming down the attention of their crew, Daryl Cronkright, Charles Starks, the 2 of John Swikas down there, James Wilkins down there, a lot of other drivers all looking for whatever their crews can do to have them have an advantage out here on the field. This should be the last round of pit stops for a lot of these guys tonight because nobody wants to give up valuable position, especially the man up front right now, James Brown, the 00 Hurley Property Management, Hurley Property Maintenance Chevrolet, the boss man in control of the field for a change.
Yeah, he kind of kidded with us last week, and he was up there in the front row and kidding with us after the race, saying that we must have thought cats and dogs are sleeping together. So I guess maybe it must have been a full moon or something. I guess that's kind of the way he's feeling this week too, being up there.
Let's talk about that full moon with the driver of the number 0 live on the TeamSpeak channel. James Brown, Joe Cortez, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
You're in the lead for the second consecutive race in a row. Last week we thought it might have been a fluke. This time, the stars are just aligning. The planets must be in line. February's got to be your month.
Yeah, dogs and cats sleeping together, I guess,
Dogs and cats, the stars and moon aligning, the tides coming together. You're right now up in front in the Hurley Property Maintenance Chevrolet. What's it going to take to stay up there, or staying up there part of the plan?
Well, staying up until I run as far as I can on this fuel run, and I guess we're going to have to hope for one more caution, and that's an oxymoron there. We don't want any cautions, but we're going to need a caution to stay out front.
You guys are running about 7 to 9 laps between caution flags as it is right now. 7 caution flags on the field so far, so your odds are pretty good is the good news. The bad news is the 00 needs a caution flag. How do the caution flag change your strategy? With everyone that comes out, how are you forced to adapt your strategy?
Well, it's fuel. If I get another caution, I got enough fuel to make it to the end. If it goes green, going to have to pit. That's just how it is.
Real quick, the night is the last race in the regular season for the trucks. Next week, it's the Impalas, and that's going to make a real big difference for all these drivers, make a big change and a new challenge for the drivers out here.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Got a little bit of experience in the B car this past week and really enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to it.
He is the boss man, the CEO of CORA Racing, and tonight putting the company name on the line, running first in the 00 Hurley Property Maintenance Chevrolet. That's James Brown. James, we'll let you get back to the business of racing. Good talking to you, and good luck out there.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks to Hurley Property Maintenance for tonight's race.
That's James Brown, one of the men who makes everything work together out here as part of CORA Racing. James Brown will restart in front of the field. Salicardi, Everett Lane, Ryan Borges, your top 5 as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing.
Yeah, let's remind you guys, too, to go ahead and use the chat box there on the YouTube feed. Go ahead and we'll try and get you a shout-out out there. That's what it's there for. If you want to see your name in the lights or hear your name on the broadcast, go ahead and use that chat box. We're definitely checking it periodically, so if you want to get mentioned out here, don't be afraid to use it.
And a lot of guys already using that too. They had an advantage, including fast lane driver Steve Ray. He's not racing tonight, but you know he's watching us live on LSRTV and rooting on his fast lane partners here in the TeamSpeak channel tonight. So Steve Ray, you're glad you can join us. Hopefully next week we'll see you on the track with the rest of the fast lane group. Lights are off. One more to go before we're back to Green Flag Racing. We will go to lap 6. We'll be restarting on lap 66, about 2/3 of the way done. James Brown still in control of the field. Salicardi, Everett Lane, your top 3. Ryan Borges will restart in 4th. Jacob Nye, Dominic Dyball, 5th and 6th. Gordon Berkey, Colton Berkey, the Berkey father and son duo. They will restart 7th and 8th. Joel Wood, 9th. Bradley Cooper, rounding out your top 10. Marcus Babb, Philip Gary, Jay Anderson, Michael Church, Gary Bauer, your top 15. Daniel Miller, Jonathan Taylor, Nathan Sedlak, TJ Graves, Michael Johnson, your top 20. So now it's a battle of pit strategy. Some came down last yellow flag, some this yellow flag, and now we're going to see how everyone's going to be able to react as we go back to Green Flag Racing in just a moment's time. The first racing Ford Mustang pace car should get out of the way as soon as he gets to the opening of the tri-oval, and then it'll be up to James Brown, the Hurley Property Maintenance Chevrolet, the 00, putting it all on the line tonight. He'll restart in position number 1 and get control of this field. Can he stay up front, or will the tandem of Salicardi and Everett Lane be too much for him? Green flag flies, and the 00 gets the big jump. 39-1, though immediately on his tail. The 32 and 15, they're working as well.
So it looks like somebody didn't get going on that restart there and checked up the whole field.
Oh. Well, looks like we're going to stay under yellow flag for just a moment. This is exactly what the 00 needed. Big chunk out of the restart, and it looks like it starts around the 26 machine. The 18, the 27, the 64 all get a piece of it. The 78 gets a piece of it as well. 6 trucks involved on the restart. That's got to be a new record. So let's get these guys get sorted out one more time as they continue under the yellow flag. It's a big boost to James Brown, but how will it affect all the drivers behind him? Well, we'll find out when we return. You are watching LSRTV's live coverage of the Hurley Property Management 101 live from Daytona International Speedway on LSRTV, part of the CORA Sunday Money Series. Stay tuned, fans. More racing action after this.
we are delighted to announce that the new Red Bull Air Race World Championship will take to the air and will be back in 2014.
There we have it, 2014, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Pete McLeod. I'm Matt Hall. I'm Lisa. Okay. I'm Michael Gould. And this is the Red Bull Air Race.
That 360km/h runs through the gate one more time through the knife edge. The clock running, but this is sensational. It's got to be flawless, it's got to be fast, and it must be good. Oh, there's the pylon hit! It's fast, it's very fast. Oh, incredible, quickest time of the day.
We are seconds away from the first green flag of the afternoon. This is snow, this is ice. Yes, we got 900 horsepower. You're gonna see at the line, current reigning class champions. Are you guys ready for history? Now the clock is running. Off the first jump, now the crossover jump. Ricky Johnson of Southern California will move into the finals. Johnny Greaves out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Greaves over-rotates just a little through that turn. There's a flag down. Johnson now coming back down to the bottom side of the course. Into the final corner. 0 penalties for Johnson, 1 penalty for Johnny Greaves. The Red Bull Frozen Rush goes to the number 48 of Ricky Johnson.
You're watching all of Marcus Babb gets caught up with the 18 of Jay Anderson. The 26 spins his wheels on the restart, and that just causes a major chain reaction down through the field to bring out our 9th caution flag of the race. 30 laps run under caution as the light should go off this time by, and we've got 2 more laps left to go under the caution flag. Live on, you're watching us all live here on LSRTV. It is the Hurley Property Maintenance 101 live from Daytona International Speedway, the 4th race in the 4th season of the CORA Sunday Money Series. Joe Cortez, Alan Larson joining you from the booth where Sal Accardi will restart in position number 1. Everett Lane will restart on the outside of him. Ryan Borges, Dominic Nybal, Jacob Nye, your top 5. Bradley Cooper, Philip Gary, Michael Churchwell, Joel Wood, Daniel Miller, your top 10. Alan, when we talked before the race tonight, we talked in the pre-race show, we said there's going to be a lot of contentious driving. I don't think anybody was prepared for this.
No, I really don't think so. I knew, we were going to have a few cautions. I mean, cautions are part of racing, but, this is going a little overboard. And I'm sure it's early in the season yet. We got, we're only 4 races in. So hopefully we can get this straightened out and put on a good show for the fans, because I know they don't like to watch this eye-pacing, we like to call it.
Now, remember, this will be the last race in the trucks until the chase for the championship. This will be the last race in the trucks for at least for 3 more months. The next time we see the Mac and the trucks will be in June 1st when we go to Homestead, Miami for the first race in the chase for the big championship. Next race will be February 16th. That's next Sunday here on LSRTV for the Small Town Computers 111. Those will be run in the Impala B cars. You won't want to miss that. That'll be live from Michigan. Then the next one, Talladega, February 23rd. Homestead, Miami, March 2nd. And we go back to Talladega on March 9th in the Impala for the Collision Works Auto Body and Express race series in the Impala. Then it's off to the Gen 6 cars, then the Indy cars. So these guys have yet a major challenge ahead of them. Last race in the trucks next week. It'll be in the Impala. Different body style, different make, different entire make, and different weight distribution, which will test their ability to drive these cars and their ability to race competitively at that big wide D oval at Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're getting doubled up for the restart here with Sal Liccardi starting on the pole, Everett Lane out to his outside, Ryan Borgs will start third, Dominic Dyball will start fourth, Jacob Nye and Bradley Cooper will round out the top 3 rows.
Philip Gary, Michael Churchman, Joel Wood, Daniel Miller all in the top 10. Other noteworthy names: Dathan Sedlak, David White, 12, 13, Burton Berkey, the Berkeys, Colton and Gordon, 14th and 15th respectively. Gary Bauer will restart in position number 16th. The boss man, James Brown, in 17th. George Bark, 18th. TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement. He's going to need some excitement to restart from 19th. Michael E. Johnson, 21st. John Swyka, who's had a strong night all night, he's going to be 23rd. And a lot of other drivers working from the back of the field. Last driver on the lead lap is Michael Watkins in the 36 machine. He will restart 28th. It'll be James Stark, Charles Stark, Sean Dower, Jay Anderson, Chuck Thompson, Jonathan Taylor, Richard Holland at least 1 lap down. So only 28 drivers remain on the lead lap as we get ready to go back. Green Flag Racing, Pace Car Goes returns 3 and 4. When we come back to Green Flag Racing, we will have 30 laps left to go. It's turning into go time, and nobody wants to do a whole lot more pacing. They want to get this race over. They want to get this race going, and more importantly, they might be up against the clock as time is running out here in the service. So these guys have to figure out what they want to do and how they want to make it happen. The 39, the 1, getting ready to restart this field. Pace car getting out of the way as soon as it gets to the opening of the triangle and hoping for a much better restart this time. Sal Liccardi restarts them. Everett Lane on the outside. They both see the green flag fly, green silk in the air, and the 39 and 1 get on the pedal as fast as they can. The 39, though, gets the jump with the push from the 32 of Ryan Borges. The 16 machine of Jacob Nye going along for the ride. 3 versus 2. They go to turn number 1.
Yeah, good restart there. The last few weeks we've had a rash of people changing lanes on the restart and getting black flagged. It was kind of a curse we had on the leader there for a couple of weeks, but I think they've all learned their lesson now, and everybody's holding their line on the restarts and avoiding that black flag.
The 39-1 now continuing to run side by side. They're the 1 of Everett Lane. He wants to lead some laps in a bad way. The 32 of Ryan Borges, the 15 of Dominic Dyball. They're going to give him the push because they know if they hook up with these two, if they stay with these two, they will get a decent finish out of it as well, get a little bit of money for their efforts here at Daytona for surviving the Daytona Enduro. The Hurley Property Management 101 part of the Championship Online Racing Association Sunday Money Series. Jacob Nye, Bradley Cooper, Philip Gary, the next group trying to catch up with the rest of them. Michael Churchma still in the top 10. Daniel Miller in the top 10 as well, giving the push to the 88 of Michael Churchma. Caution out once again on the field. It's going to involve the 21 of Jason Halverson. He's going to have a big trouble in front of him, including the 98 machine, the 2, the 64. They all get scattered along the field, and that is going to bring out the caution flag for the 10th time tonight.
Yeah, Travis Brown wanted me to give him another mention there in the chat box there, and I'm glad you're sitting on your couch. You're probably glad you're sitting on your couch there, Travis, because this is mayhem.
You see the replay there just a moment ago. The two Miller sponsored machines, the 2 in 98, the 98 John Larson just getting a little aggressive, trying to get around the 2 of John Swyka. Swyka trying to close the door on him, but it's too little too late. The 2 in 98, the Miller machines get tangled up as a result of that botched pass. Collects the 64, the Intel machine, the Intel sponsored machine, 64 of Jonathan Taylor, also involved the 21 of Jason Halverson, and also getting a piece of that unlucky tonight is a 60 of Sean Dower, who was running in the top 10. He goes straight into the number 2 machine of Swyka, and that could be very well be part of the end of his night. Jay Anderson and 30 heavy damage on that machine as well, and smoke pouring out of 64 of Jonathan Taylor. So those trucks, they might be done for the night, and once again, we are pacing under yellow.
Definitely not what we wanted to see yet. Another caution. Yeah, this is not what we all want to see.
So pacing under caution as we speak. This will be the 10th caution flag of the race, and I think at this point now. Let me ask you this, Alex, because it's been a while, and I know you guys have made some rule changes. If the pace car finishes in the top 16, do you guys pay out the pace car as well? I mean, this could be a lucrative gig for me.
Yeah, there you go. We'll hire you to drive the pace car there, George. Joe?
Hey, you know what? If they're going to steal the hauler from right underneath me, then maybe this could work out. This could just work out for me in the end, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
Protest they're not doing anymore. You're taking.
So while we have, let's talk to the man who's currently sitting in position number 10, only 15 points behind your leader, Everett Lane, on the Hurley Property Management Teams channel. That is the driver of the 20 machine, David Wenk. Hey, David, it's Sean in the booth. You got a copy of the on TeamSpeak, buddy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
David, you've been running strong all night. You found a way to get up front. You found a way to lead a couple laps. Right now, you're sitting in 10th place. What's the strategy at this point?
The main strategy is either hook up with the 88, the 06, or the 35 and try to get to the front.
How strong do you feel that this number 20 can get up to the front and lead some laps and ultimately challenge for the win?
I'm very strong. I expect to be up there within about 10 laps if we go green.
About 25 laps plus or minus when we go back to green flag racing in just a moment's time. I know we've had 10 caution periods so far here at Daytona. How much has that affected your strategy tonight? How much has all these caution flags affected the way you came in and plan on running your race here tonight?
It affected me a little bit. I came in expecting about 5 to 7 cautions, so I planned accordingly. And it's actually helped me pretty much make it to the end, so tough break for all the cautions, but it's helped me a little bit.
So right now you're 15 points behind. Next week you go to the Impalas at the big wide D Oval at Michigan. How much of a shift is that going to be for you? How much are you doing now to prepare for the shift from the trucks to the Impalas? And how do you feel about that being strongly in second place?
It's going to be a shift, no doubt about it. The two vehicles handle differently, and I feel pretty strong, so it'll be interesting.
It will certainly be interesting to see what happens when we go to the Impalas in 1 week time from Michigan. David Wenk joining us here from the car. We will let you get back to the business of racing. David Wenk driving the number 20 machine. Good luck to you out there, buddy.
Thank you.
And that is David Wenk, the Storm Motorsports driver, currently sitting at 10th on the field. He is only 15 points away from your leader. Everett Lane. Everett Lane currently sitting in position number 2, in a good place to improve upon his lead.
Yeah, that's definitely he's up there, in the top 10, so that's definitely one you get. It's definitely getting to be go time here. So if you're not in the lead, you definitely want to be up there in the top 10, and he is. So hopefully he can get up there and give it a run for money.
As I've heard it said before, if you're not first, you're last. And
second place is the first loser.
And I've heard that one before too. And really, the Sunday Money Series, even though top 16 paying out, it doesn't change the fact that you want to win, and you want to win in the worst way possible.
Oh yeah. We definitely want to win. I mean, that's what we're all here for. We're all competitive. We're all, wanting to be up front, wanting to finish in the money. But that ultimate position is that number one spot, and that's what we're all looking to get.
3 races were won so far. Everett Lane has the points lead, but he does not have a win on the season yet. David Wenk, who we just talked to a moment ago, in that number 20 truck, he has a win on to his credit. So you know that the IR trucking machine, the IR Kelly trucking machine of David Wenk. He wants to get back up front and add win number 2 to his campaign this season. Other people getting a win so far, Ross Cato and Connor Anton, both walking away with a $30 prize for their efforts in the CORA Sunday Money Series already. Now, if you haven't taken part yet, it's free to try to walk into the race. Just show up for one of the qualifiers they run Monday, Wednesday, or Saturday. Is that correct?
Yeah, Monday night and Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time, the server opens, and 8 p.m. on Saturday evening, the server opens, and we practice for an hour, and then we have at Daytona here, it's 31 laps for qualifying, 50 laps at the mile and a half, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday, finish top 12, you're in the show. And then you pay $6 for the Sunday Money entry, and we pay out the top 18 finishing positions. Plus, we do tabulate the points throughout the season, and 6 different championships. Each vehicle has a championship, 4 vehicles throughout the season, and then we have the Sunday Money Series qualifying series champion. Actually, top 5 will receive prizes, and then prizes are listed on our website. And then, of course, we have the overall Sunday Money champion. And I believe James Brown told me that this week he's expanding what's on our website, showing the top 5 being paid out to the top 12 in the championship will receive some kind of cash award there at the end of the season.
So basically, if you make the chase, you're walking away with something.
No, absolutely. Yeah, if you're making the chase, you're definitely walking away with a little bit of cash in your pocket.
In addition to whatever you win throughout the season. CORA-Racing.com, your home for the Championship Online Racing Association. Salacardi, Everett Lane getting ready to restart on the pole position in row number 1. Ryan Borges, Dominic Dial behind him. Jacob Nye, Bradley Cooper, row number 3. Philip Gary, Michael Churchma, row number 4. Daniel Miller, David Wenk, row number 5 as they get ready to make some noise. Pace car gets that guy out of the way, and as soon as he gets out of the way, Salacardi drops the hammer. Everett Lane Retz falls in right behind him. No, he's going to stay high. Salacardi, the 39 machine, going to enjoy his time in the spotlight as he's going to go high and hopefully collects Everett Lane as a result. And we're back to green flag racing on lap 78. Less than 25 to go. 39, the 1, the 32, the 15. We are racing as hard as we can. Almost 3 wide up front. The 32 challenging, but no partner down there. He's going to start losing some steam very, very quickly. The 39 in the 1 machine, they will take advantage of it, and Salacardi back in the lead with the push of the 1 of Everett Lane. But don't look now, Dominic Dieball, Jacob Nye coming to look to raise some trouble. The 32 of Ryan Borges, the 25, 68 of Philip Gary looking to make some noise as well. So tandems forming all over the place as we get ready to go back as we continue green flag racing, and we continue racing hard out here on the field.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but you had a truck right up against the wall as the leaders come up on awful fast. I don't know if he had made a late pit stop or what, but it seemed a little bit way too early for the leaders to pass the truck so soon. I'm not sure exactly what happened. And the caution is out again.
Caution is out again, and once again, the 98 of John Larson, the Miller Lite machine, involved with the number 18 machine. That's the Jake Anderson machine, and those 2 trucks are going to take it for a ride one more time here at Daytona. And those 2 trucks, heavy damage on both of them. That could be the end of their night. John Larson, Jay Anderson, both getting involved in that one, and that will bring out the caution flag for the 11th time tonight. And as you watch the replay now, you see the number just after the start-finish line, the 98 and 18. Both drivers just battling back and forth. The 98 all over the bumper of the 18 machine. The 98 trying to go low, trying to go high, and ends up, unfortunately, getting hooked on the ball hitch of that 18 machine. They both go spinning around the 98 machine, back into the wall, back end first. The 18 machine able to rescue it, but he still walks away with a little bit of damage. The 98 machine, Miller Lite machine of John Larson, is going to blow it behind the wall and call it a night. So once again, back under caution on lap number 80. We're running out of time very, very rapidly, and the pace car now looking to walk away with a little bit of cash as well.
Yeah, that's definitely the case here. Not sure exactly what happened there. It did look like the 98 just got hooked on the bumper there, and it doesn't look like it was anything really aggressive or intentional. It's just one of them things. It looks like the 18 actually had a little bit of damage on the back of his truck. Maybe that hooked on the bumper a little bit.
So right now, as of right this moment, the pace car has done 35 laps around the circuit. Unofficially, 38th plus or minus. 38 of 81. I'm no mathematician. That puts him about 50 laps down on the field, which is not something you want to see from a pace car.
No, he's not many laps down on the field, is he?
Not particularly, no. So still plenty of driving left to go. When we go back to Green Flag Racing, we should be just under 20 to go. Salacardi, Everett Lane still in control of this field. Dominic Nybald, Jacob Nye, Ryan Borges, Philip Gary, Bradley Cooper, Daniel Miller, Michael Churchman, David Wenk, rounding out the top 10 of the field. Lots of drivers still in the mix, still looking to make some noise here. And the way things are going, all it might take is being in the right place at the right time to walk away with a big finish.
Yeah, I see Daryl Cronkrite's over and watching the broadcast now. He's in the and he says he hopes his Michigan turns out better than this week did. Yeah, I feel you there, Daryl. No doubt about it. I think Michigan will be a really good race. I'm looking forward to it. There's lots of room to race there, and I think that'll be a much better race.
One guy looking for a good race tonight, or at least a top 10 finish, is a driver of that number 88 machine, Michael Churchma, currently sitting in position number 9. Let's see if we can grab him here on the Hurley Property Management TeamSpeak channel. Michael, it's Joe in the booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, I do.
Michael Churchma, you're currently running top 10, but not by currently sitting in 9th in the in that gravel-colored machine out there. First off, how is the truck running, and how have these yellow flags been affecting your race plan so far?
Truck's running really strong. Got a really, really fast truck here. I'm just trying to get it to the front, and it's impossible to do that right now with caution flying after caution here. It can't make up any ground, but we're going to see what happens here in the last 20 so laps here to go, and try to get this thing to victory lane.
You guys have been at it running a contentious night all night tonight. Currently, you're sitting in the top 10. You're sitting in position number 9. Obviously, at this point, every restart is a sprint restart. You just gotta hit the hammer and hope for the best. Is that the plan for you guys at this point, or is there a official strategy brewing amongst the Storm drivers?
Just on the restart, you gotta be on your game plan there, and we're going to the front.
One way or another. Right now, you're currently sitting 7th in points. A top 10 finish would only help that campaign, especially when next week you guys are going to be at the Impalas at Michigan.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The Impalas at Michigan got another good setup for that track too. So we'll see what we bring there.
Real quick, tell us about the gravel-colored Lafarge machine you're running tonight, and the Elbum, Illinois employees. Who are they?
It's actually a sponsor of James Brown. He put me on board here, and I'm glad to have the sponsor here, and glad they picked me to be their driver, so we'll try to get them a win here.
The Storm Motorsports driver, Michael Churchman, has been driving in a storm all day, hopefully trying to finish with a big finish, certainly sitting in the top 9, but looking for position number 1. Michael, best of luck to you. I'm sure we'll see you out there on the track.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Joe, I can shed a little bit of light on that sponsorship. That's the Lafarge employees. James Brown is employed by Lafarge, and he put a pool together, and there's, I believe, 12 employees involved in the pool, and of his employees that he works with out there at Lafarge, and that's how that sponsorship came to be.
The Elbum, Illinois group of Lafarge sponsoring Michael Churchman tonight, and I know Michael's proud as punch to have those drivers, that group, behind his campaign, driving behind him tonight in that gravel color number 88 machine. Pace car lights are off. One more to go. Sal Liccardi, Everett Lane on the front row. Dominic Nyball, Jacob Nye behind him. Ryan Borges, Philip Gary, road number 3. Is he Bradley Cooper, Daniel Miller, road number 4. Michael Churchman, David Wenk. The 2 Storm drivers rounding out 9th and 10th. Team dynamics are going to be vital here as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Team dynamics will make a big difference for these drivers, especially considering they don't have a whole lot of time among them to get moving if they're going to make a move.
Yeah, time is definitely running out. We're getting down to the brass tacks here, so hopefully we can stay under green and have a good race to the finish.
Down to the brass tacks, down to the nails, down to whatever you want to call it. Sal Liccardi, Everett Lane. These guys are in control of the field, and there's a lot of guys who would love to take them off the top of the mountain before it's all said and done. Lap 80 will go back to Green Flag Racing on lap 84. Just over 15 laps left to run here at Daytona International Speedway in the Hurley Property Management 101, part of the CORA Sunday Money Series. Sal Liccardi, Everett Lane, your front row. Dominic Diebold, Jacob Nye, row behind him. Philip Gary, Bradley Cooper, Daniel Miller, Michael Churchman, David Wenk, your top 10. Nathan Sedlak, Mark McFadden, 11th and 12th. Gary Bauer, 13th. The Berkeys in 14th and 15th. The Boss Man, 16th. Ross Cato, 20th. Marcus 22nd. And a lot of drivers still in championship contention, still looking to make some moves out here on the field. The first racing Ford Mustang pace car is going to get out of the way for the 11th time tonight as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. There he goes, making the turn down to pit road, and now it's all in the hands of the 39 of Sal Liccardi. He waits to see the green flag fly, and here we go. Sal Liccardi, now Everett Lane getting a push from the 16 machine. That's Jacob Nye, and they might start a little tandem themselves. Now here comes the 15 machine of Dominic Diebold. The 15 goes way high. Opens the door for the 1, the 39, the 1. Go down low, and the tandem is starting over one more time, and we are back to racing.
Yeah, it looks like Everett Lane kind of left his partner there, Jacob Nye, hanging out there on the outside and dropped down in front of Sal Liccardi there, or dropped down behind Sal Liccardi to give his teammate there a hand.
So Sal Liccardi, Everett Lane, those 2 drivers going to continue to run as hard as they can. The Sal Liccardi in the trying to get the sponsor name on that one. That's going to be the Creel trucking machine of Sal Liccardi, getting the push from the W&W truck machine of Everett Lane. Then there's Dominic Diebold, the Fast Lane Racing entry, the 15 AMD Fast Lane entry 15 machine. He's going to continue to run as hard as he can, getting the push from the 16 of Jacob Nye. Ryan Borges, Philip Gary working together. Now the 6 in contact with the 88. The 39 machine, 35 machine is around. 35 machine running on his hood. The 21 machine also involved as well. The 6, the 35, the 21. Nathan Sedlak on his hood, spinning like a top. And that will bring out the caution flag for the 11th time tonight. So as we get Laura to get the replay up one more time, as the 11th caution flag comes out, let's take a look at what happened. The best laid plans of mice and men, it seems, for the 88 of Michael Church from the 88, making contact with the 06 after the 06 just got shoved out of the line by maybe the 35, the D&K trucking machine of Nathan Sedlak. The 06 careens in the 88. The 88 makes it saved, but the 06 goes backwards and gets into the 27, the 35 machine. 35 machine of Sedlak just goes spinning on his roof like a top. The 21 machine gets a piece of it as well. Nowhere to go. He just slams the brakes hard. The 21 machine, heavy motor damage as a result of that one. But the biggest guy who just got it was a 35 of Nathan Sedlak. And remember, Sedlak is in the competition for points, currently sitting position number 8. He can't afford to have a bad start, and that might be the bad finish, I'd say, and that might be the bad finish that put the end his campaign tonight.
Yeah, that's definitely not good for him, but I kind of feel for Michael Churchman, too, because he was kind of victim of circumstances there. Although I think maybe he didn't get a whole lot of damage in it, but he definitely got whacked a little bit, and maybe he's got a reset left. He can go and get that truck fixed up and keep it up the front there in contention.
The 06, the 35, and the 21, and all three of those trucks heavily damaged, but the 35 and Nathan Sedlak gets the worst of it. Let's go ahead and step away from the microphone for just a moment as these guys get it sorted out one more time for what should be the final restarts of the evening. You are watching LSRTV's live coverage of the Hurley Property Management 101 live from Daytona International Speedway, part of the CORA Sunday Money Series. Salacardi, Everett Lane still in control. Can they hold on? We'll find out when we return after this.
we are delighted to announce that the new Red Bull Air Race World Championship will take to the air and will be back in 2014.
There we have it, 2014, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Pete McLeod. I'm Matt Hall. I'm Miss Out. I'm Michael Gould. And this is the Red Bull Air Race.
That 360km/h runs through the gate. One more time through the knife edge. The clock running, but this is sensational. It's got to be flawless. It's got to be fast, and it must be good. Oh, and there's the pylon hit. It's fast, it's very fast. Oh, incredible, quickest time of the day.
Doubling up here at Daytona International Speedway for one of the final restarts here in the CORA Sunday Money Series. Hurley Property Management 101 live on LSRTV. The tail of the tape, you see it right there on the screen. 43 caution laps across 12 caution flag periods. A long race, even longer if you're driving one of these trucks, and now these guys are running up against the clock. Daytona officials telling them, you guys have less than 20 minutes to figure out who's going to win this race. And I know each of these drivers cognizant of the time, of the distance between them, of the distance to finish this race. This race is going to be hard fought here, especially at the end. We should have 12 to go when we go back to green flag racing in just a moment's time. Salicardi, Everett Lane back in control of this field as the pace car gets out of the way. Green flag in the air. Salicardi back on the hammer, and he will lead lap number 89, now scoring lap number 90. 12 to go on the field. The 39, the 1 still side by side battling for that lead position. The 1's got the advantage, getting the push from the 16, and we're back in business. So the 1, the 16 high, the 39 and 15 low, leading a litany of drivers behind them. So far, so good. Everybody cognizant of the time and what's going on here on the track. Nobody making any dangerous moves yet, but the race is still just restart a moment ago. The 1 and 16 now getting a huge jump in front of the 39 and company. Everett Lane will be back in front of the field. Jacob 9 on his back bumper jumps from 4th to position number 2. Salicardi now 3rd. Dominic Dyball 4th. And Ryan Board just rounding out your top 5. Tandem Racing, the name of the day game once again, as Everett Lane, Jacob Nye got a tandem going. Salicardi, Dominic Dyball, they've got a tandem going. Ryan Borges, he needs some help, but he needs to find a partner in a hurry, as it almost looks like some smoke blowing there. No smoke on the track. We continue to run under green flags. We got to almost have 3 wide racing just a moment ago. The 27-35 now hooking up as they're trying to make a move back up front. Meanwhile, up front, your top 5 remain the same, and your top 5 aren't going anywhere. They're running as hard as they can in these trucks. 91 laps currently on the board, 11 to go, 10 when they cross the line. So you see the 1 of Everett Lane continuing to lead, the 16 of Jacob Nye. Jacob Nye just giving him the shove, giving him the push he needs to keep moving forward. The 39 is Salicardi. Looks a little bit lost now, as the 15 of Dominic Nyball and the 32 of Ryan Borges are hooked up out there. The A68 machine, the 25 machine, they're hooked up now. The 88 and 20, they're making moves on their own as well. All these drivers all getting dance partners, all looking for partners out there, and they continue to run, knowing the time is running out. 10 laps to go, 15 minutes to complete them. Yellow flag comes out. This race could be over. Everybody knowing that, nobody making a bad move. Now 3 wide around the 88, the 20, the 90 machine, and continuing to run 3 wide. The 88 machine of Churchma, he's starting to drop back into the field a little bit. At this point, it looks like he's just trying to salvage his race, as the 88 almost makes contact with the 00 of James Brown. Lots of guys shifting position, lots of guys shifting lanes back through that 6 through 10 group. The 68, the 25, Bradley Cooper, the 68 of Philip Gary. Those two are running side by side. The 90 machine, that's the 90 machine, that belongs to Mark McFadden. He's now back in the mix, running with the 20 of David Wenk, the 17 machine of Gordon Berkey, Colton Berkey in the 81. They're all in the mix as well. Top 5 getting away from the rest of the field, but the top 10 still making some noise. Back up front, we have a challenge for the lead. The 39 machine hooked up with the 15 of Dominic Dyball. 39 now making a big push toward the front. The 1 and 16 just can't keep up with those two trucks on the high side. It'll be Salicardi once again back in control of the field, but here comes the 1 of Everett Lane. Then now almost some driving going on there as the 1 and 16. They almost make contact, and the 16 and 32 almost make contact. Still clean up front. We are still under green flag racing with 7 to go.
Yeah, I was watching.
And more problems here down in the hall. We'll have to check that out in just a moment's time. Back up front, Sal Accardi, Dominic Dyball, they're still up front. The 1 of Everett Lane, he is now third. He doesn't have a partner. He needs someone to help him out. The 25 machine, he's looking to get around the 32. The 25 now making it 3 wide as he cuts down to the low line. Somehow saves that 25 belonging to Bradley Cooper. Now we're starting to see a little bit of dangerous moves happen. 6 to go at this juncture, and guys moving around everywhere. 3 wide once again in the back of the field. The 42, the 32, the 06. All those drivers, we're 3 wide for just a moment. Now they're going to get back up to the high line. Everybody starting to walk the tightrope, make some very dangerous moves out there as everybody looking for their place in the sun. The 1, the 15, they battle back and forth side by side for position. The 1's got the advantage on the low line with the push of the 16 of Jacob Nye. Everett Lane, 16 almost makes contact. 15 makes contact. 39 makes contact. More big trouble coming into turns 1 and 2. Big wreck. The 15, the 81, the 00. All these drivers involved. This race is over, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, that's hard. That's hard. That's hard to watch, man. This is that's hard racing. It's Daytona. We're gonna pack them up and take it on to next week, I guess. Yeah.
Very hard racing, as you saw it right there up front. It all starts around the 16 machine. That is Jacob Nye, the 16 and 15, and the 16. It looks like the 15 machine just making contact coming off of the turn of the turns 3 and 4. They're both those trucks pushing as hard as they can. The 39 machine getting in the mix as well. The 39 trying to get the ricochet off the 15, but instead he gets ricocheted off as well. The 39 makes contact with the 25. That 25 belonging to the driver of that red and yellow machine. That's Bradley Cooper, and then just big junk behind him as no one else able to save it. The 42 machine gets in the 06. I can't even count the number of drivers that were involved in this one. This race, though, for all intents and purposes, over. I can't imagine the officials throwing the green flag again at this point. So many cars smoking, broken, somehow damaged. This race, for all intents and purposes, put a fork in it. It's done. Four more parade laps before we crown a winner. Everett Lane right now being scored as your winner. Jacob Nye second. David Wenk, Phillip Gary, Ryan Borges unofficially your top 5. Gordon Berkey, TJ Graves, George Mark, James Brown, Sean Dower your top 10. Gary Bauer, Michael Churchwell, Ross Cato, Daniel Miller, Marcus Papp being scored in your top 15. Top 20 are Dominic Dywall, Jeremy Crandall, Charles Stark, Salicardi, Jay Anderson. Lots of guys working as hard as they can, driving as hard as they can out here, and just a hard way to end the race. I know it's hard racing, it's just a product of hard racing, but the hard way to finish it out. So 4 parade laps left to go. All Everett Lane has to do is survive at this point. Make sure he ends the car. And now I'm just getting word from the booth. We are going to restart. Alan Larson, I don't know if you're hearing the same thing, but it sounds like we are going to have a 3-lap shootout.
Yeah, it looks that way. Looks like we might have a shootout.
Everybody stayed out under caution. Tower telling everybody, the race control tower telling everybody we are going to have one more lap to go. We're going to go double file next time by. So it is going to be a 3-lap green, white, checkered overdrive finish. This is exactly what the fans paid the ticket to see. This is what the drivers on the track paid their money to race in. This is going to be the race for the race. This is going to be the race for the race. Everett Lane, who we thought we wrote him off as a champion, not so fast. He's going to have to earn it in the next 3 laps. No, that'll be next in the next 2 laps. So it will be literally a 2-lap race for the race for the race.
Yeah, it's amazing. We might even get a green flag finish.
Let's not get too excited there, Alan.
It's hard to get excited, Joe. I mean, this has been an absolute disaster, and I hate to say that, but I mean, we gotta do better than this.
It's been a night of shenanigans. 13 caution flags, over half the race run under caution. 1 trailer being stolen, drove down the highway and back. And the pace car unofficially right now sitting 16th in 16th position, looking to get his $6 for showing up to the track in the first place. To be honest with you, Alan, we've called a lot of races together. We had a lot of fun with the CORA Sunday Money Series. But in my career, in my 10 years now of broadcasting sim races, I have never, ever in my life seen a night as wild as tonight. Another startling fact being handed down to me by Laura Lawson, our executive producer in the booth. 14 caution flags, 17 lead changes. All between a handful of drivers.
Yeah, I think the pace car is probably responsible for about half of them lead changes.
So the officials handing down some more penalties and instructions as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. It will be a 2-lap dash for the win, so it literally will be a green, white, checkered finish. When to go at this point? They're going to double them up this time by, so it will be one green flag lap, the white flag lap, and then the checkers come out. So it will be literally, very literally, a green, white, checker finish.
And what do you think the chances of her staying green?
Hey, I'm CTWE Wrestler The Man. I'm Showtime.
So Everett Lane, Jacob Nye will restart on row number 1. David Wenk, Philip Gary, row number 2. Ryan Borges, Gordon Berkey, row number 3. James Brown, Sean Dower, row number 4. Gary Bauer, Ross Cato, row number 5. Michael Churchwell back in the mix. Jay Anderson still in the mix. Sal Accardi reshuffled out a little bit, but he's going to be in 18th. It's going to be every driver for himself when we go to green flag racing. Less than 4 minutes to decide tonight's race from Daytona International Speedway, and everybody will have something to say about it when we go to green flag racing. 2 laps remain, and they might just end it under the green flag. Everett Lane, David Wenk, they will restart on the front row, and both of these drivers have something to prove tonight. They're only 15 points away from each other in the standings. Green flag now flies in the air. Everett Lane gets some jump on David Wenk. Green flag in the air. Only one and some change left to go here on the track. Everett Lane's got a big jump going into turns 1 and 2. It doesn't have a dance partner. That's where the 20 comes in. He's got the 32 of Ryan Borges giving him the push, and they continue to run. They're running for everything it's worth out there. The 1 now getting the push, 68, the 20, the 32. It's a drag race. And it looks like we already have problems out there involving number 90. The 35 machine wrecking back in the back of the field. The 90, 35. Yellow flag is out. I don't think they're going to race him back, are they, Alan?
No, we won't race him back. Caution is out. The race is over. And we'll still put him back, line him up, and let him drive back to the cross the checkered flag, but it will finish under caution.
So Everett Lane comes to the start-finish line under the white and yellow. Race is over. Philip Carey, David Wenck, Ryan Borges, and it looks like Gordon Berkey, unofficially your top 5 here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. Let's go ahead and go back to what caused that last incident. Involved at least the number 90 of Mark McFadden. He came into this race in the top 12 in points. Tonight he might walk away, ending up just a little bit behind that, right in front of the 90 machine as they were running through the field. It is all start around the 42 and the 36 machine. The 42 machine belonging to George Bark, the 36 machine belonging to Michael Watkins. Those two drivers just got turned into each other on the restart, and that caused a chain reaction through the field. They got into the 3. The 35 tried to check up. The 35 got plowed by the 90. Those two drivers got involved. Then the 16 machine, that's Jacob Nye, he got a piece of it as well. And the 42 of George Bark, he got a big piece as well. And that's what will bring out the caution flag for the last time tonight. And this race is over. One more parade lap now going through turns 3 and 4. Everett Lane in control of the field, and all Everett Lane has to do is cross the line. He will be unofficially your winner. Philip Carey, David Wenck, Ryan Borges, Gordon Berkey, your top 5 as they cross the start-finish line. So Everett Lane picks up his first win on the season. He will improve his points lead over David Wenck as a result of that win, and it will be Everett Lane now getting the checkered flag, unofficially your winner here at Daytona. When we return, we'll talk to your top 3 finishers and go over this very long, very contentious race here at Daytona. The Hurley Property Management 101 coming to an end. Everett Lane, your winner. We'll talk to him and your top 3 when we return. Stay tuned, race fans. The post-race show is next on LSRTV. The Hurley Property Management 101 officially coming to an end here at Daytona International Speedway, part of the CORA Sunday Money Series. It is race number 4 officially over here in the Sunday Money Series. Everett Lane, Philip Gary, David Wink, Ryan Borges, Gordon Berkey, your top 5. Sean Dowler, Russ Cato, Marcus Babb, James Brown, Gary Bauer, your top 10. Michael Churchwell, Jeremy Crandall, Charles Starks, Jay Anderson, Sal Carty, your top 15. DJ Graves, Dominic Diebold, Joel Wood, Michael Watkins, and Mark McFadden, your top 20. Going down to the rest of the field. Nathan Sedlak, Jacob Nye, George Bark, James Wilkins, Daniel Miller, your top 25. Michael Johnson, Richard Holland, Chuck Thompson, Colton Berkey, Bradley Cooper, your top 30. John Swyka, Jason Halverson, John Larson, Jonathan Taylor, Jason Henderdine, Eric Watley, and Daryl Cronkright, your top 37, finishing here tonight in the Hurley Property Management 100. But the man who stands on top of that of the field on top of the mountain is Everett Lane. Everett, we talked to you during the race. You said you could win it. You had a truck that could win it all, and you definitely proved it. You had a truck that won it all tonight, and this will be your first win of the first win of this season that can only improve your point standing.
Yeah, I had a fun night tonight. This has been amazing tonight. Good run. Like I said, I wanted to keep it clean and get her up front. Good setup, good running.
You're able to definitely do that. What was the biggest challenge for you? How were you able to keep it clean despite so many yellow flags, despite 14 different incidents tonight? How were you able to keep that number 1 W&W trucking machine clean?
Well, you know, these big super speedways, you need a little bit of luck, and the old luck was shining on me tonight, that's for sure, because there was a few cautions out there, but got through them all, made it clean, made my pit stop there, and just tried to get it up front. I can't thank some of my teammates enough keeping me up front. That was awesome.
Definitely were able to make it work up front. Now, next week you go to the Impalas. The Impalas at the wide D-Oval of Michigan. Different style of driving, different style of car. What are your thoughts after having such a dominant run in the trucks? Are you going to be ready to go racing in the Impalas at a completely different style track?
Oh yeah, as soon as we're done here tonight, we'll put up a race for Michigan with the B cars and start getting things ready for the next track. And tomorrow night we'll be qualifying there. I can't wait to get into them. We run pretty good with those cars, the team does, and I can't wait to get there tomorrow night.
I know it's a little early to be talking championship, but are you already thinking that way? Is that already where you guys are talking right now?
Nah, not yet. We still got a long ways to go. You know, like I say, you got to have a lot of luck in some of these. You know, driving ability helps a little bit, but a lot of luck. I'm not looking at it right now. We still got a long way to go for the season, but it's been fun so far from here on out, and we'll see what happens.
Everett Lane, a lot of stickers on the truck. Who makes it work for you?
WW Trucking out of Sandwich, Illinois. I can't thank him enough for sponsoring me. Fast Lane Motorsports, that team that I have there right now is really doing well. I can't thank CORA enough. All those board members really work really hard to put this stuff on. I can't appreciate it as much as those guys do for us. This is totally awesome.
Everett Lane continues his lead on the points with a big win here at Daytona. We'll see you in 1 week's time, buddy, when we go racing with the Impalas at Michigan.
10-4. Thank you for the interview.
That is Everett Lane, the Fast Lane Motorsports driver, finishing first tonight in a Chevy Silverado. Philip Gary, the Dalton West Flooring driver, finishing second tonight. And Philip, I know you had to be thinking survival is critical tonight, and you survived it, but more importantly, you walked away with the podium finish. That's going to be a big boost to your campaign this evening.
Yes, sir, it is. I do thank Cora a lot for the opportunities of being here. It was a dicey race. It was fun, and I just decided to be patient and just wait and see how it unfolded.
You definitely worked that way. It worked that way. Let me ask you the same thing I asked Everett just a moment ago. With so many caution flags, with 13 different incidents, 13 caution flags, and almost half the race being run under yellow, what was the key to surviving all of that? What was the key to making everything work, biding your time, and making it ultimately making it happen and finishing second here?
I spent most of my time concentrating on just trying to be low, not really push the effort, push anybody around or anything. I just wanted to stay in line and hope at the end of the day I was, near the front.
You're definitely able to keep it up front, and more importantly, you walk away with a nice little payday, $22.50, before you count away the $6 you paid to making the show. Not bad for a night's worth of work.
No, sir, and I really do appreciate the honors of being here, and I look forward to many more, I hope.
Next week, they start going to the Impalas. Will we see you running the Impalas or anything else here in CORA?
Yes, sir, I do have the Impala, so I will be there. I'm working on the Gen 6 project now, and see if I can make those as well.
Philip Gary, we know you got Dalton West flooring on the hood. Who else makes it work for you, buddy?
Mohawk, Dalton West, Mr. Chris Kemp, owner of Dalton West. Much thanks to him for allowing me to run the name, and appreciate all the friends and family that watched.
Philip Gary running second tonight, walking away with a big payday as a result. Philip, good win tonight. We'll see you in 1 week's time from Michigan.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Hats off to Misfits Racing.
David Wank walking away in the third place position in the number 20 IR Kelly Silverado. You walk away with a little bit of payday, but more importantly, you keep your championship hopes alive, staying squarely second place in points. That's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, it is, especially after that wild race.
Wild is, I think, is an understatement. Tonight's race, amazing, and just an amazing race from start to finish. 14 caution flags, almost half the race under yellow flag. What was the key to survival out there? How were you able to survive the race the way you did?
The key was just trying to stay up front and try to keep your nose clean as much as possible. And a lot of it just comes down to where you are on the track when the cautions come out. I think that's the most important part.
And track position was definitely on your side. You said when we talked to you during the race, it was a matter of getting the push from your teammates, and your teammates really came through for you, ultimately putting you up to position number 3.
Indeed, a big hats off to them. They had some tough luck there, and but I was able to get a podium for them.
They're definitely able to finish on the podium for the team. Now you are squarely second in points going into the next phase of the season. The Impalas, the Class B cars from the Irish Hills of Michigan. Are you ready for the challenge? What are your thoughts going into that?
It's definitely going to be a challenge. The B car's never been my strong point, but as long as I can be consistent, I think I'll still be up in the top 5 by the end of it.
Before I let you know, I know you got IR Kelly on the hood of that machine. Who else makes it work for you?
Storm Motorsports, Michael Churchman, my teammate, Nathan Sedlak, a good friend of mine, and Daniel Miller, also a good friend of mine, helped me out this week, so big thanks to them.
That is David Wank finishing third tonight, stays second in points. David, good run tonight. We will see you in 1 week's time when we go racing in the Impalas from the Irish Hills of Michigan.
Thank you.
Let's go down to Alan Larson now, who's caught up with the pace car, who's finished, I think, in officially 4th place.
Yeah, no doubt. I guess the pace car definitely led almost as many laps as the leader did. So, yeah, that's not what we wanted to see, definitely. But we'll get it worked out. We'll get it fixed up, and we'll be back to some good green flag racing at Michigan, I'm sure.
Let's touch on that real quick. The truck portion of the regular season officially over at the end of tonight. The end of tonight's race, Everett Lane winning it after 2 hours 18 minutes in the truck. Next week we start our 4-week session of the B cars, the Impalas, from Michigan.
Yeah, it'll be the Impalas and the Mustangs, the Class B car. It's not necessarily just the Impala; it is the Mustang as well. But yeah, the Class B cars a little bit less horsepower, a little bit easier to handle, I think, than even the Gen 6 cars at Michigan. And I think, like I said, I'm really looking forward to a good 4-week stretch of racing now.
A 4-week stretch of racing that is capped by 2 stops at Talladega Super Speedway. I know how much you love Talladega. Are we going to see you in one of those Class B cars at Talladega?
Yeah, only time will tell, but I'm thinking that that'll probably be the next place you see me on the track.
Sounds like a plan. Alan, thanks for joining us. As always, fun to have you back in the booth. Good to be back in the booth with you guys at CORA, and looking forward to next week from Michigan International Speedway.
Yeah, definitely, guys. And I want to thank you guys enough. Thank Hurley Property Management for the race tonight, and we'll see y'all next week from Michigan.
And that'll do it for our live coverage from Daytona International Speedway from the Hurley Property Management 101 Everett Lane, walking away with his first win of the season. Will he be as lucky when we go green flag racing in 1 week's time in the B cars from the Irish Hills of Michigan International Speedway? Only time will tell. Until then, on behalf of our entire broadcast team, my partner in crime, your CMO here at CORA Racing, Alan Larson, our executive producer, camera operator, Laura Lawson, I am Joe Cortez. We will see you on next Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern, for the next round of the Championship Online Racing Association Sunday Money Series, live from Michigan International Speedway in the B cars. Until then, good night, everybody.
Yeah, I think Evan's trying to take your trailer.
CTWE wrestler The Mac.
And I'm Showtime Stevie Stamos.
Have you ever dreamed of owning your own race car and taking it out for a test drive? Well, thanks to our friends that Rent a Race Car, you can!
Visit www.rentaracecarne.com for all the details on how you can take one of these babies out to Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll see you at the races.
Touchdown!